Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Live. Arthur Darval, or Deville, is rumored to be coming back for Series 13. Now, as you know, a couple of days ago, Chris Chibnall did actually say that he did desire to work with the Ponds again. Source information has come into me. Now, as we do say on this channel always, and I will stress that this is just rumor and speculation at the moment. But it is quite funny that I was talking about this on Matrix Lord's channel last night, and now we have some confirmation that he is going to appear in Series 13. Now, anybody, I'm echoing, am I? Okay, well, hold on. I will tell me if I'm okay now. Right, can you hear me better now? It's probably because I have the earphones in. I'm just after taking them out. Do I sound better now? Let me know. Right. Anyway, we'll continue. So it's okay now. Great. So it's the earphones are crap. Okay, got it. So Chris Chibnall did actually say he decided to work with these. We did discuss it on a Matrix Lord podcast last night because the article was brought up, and now it looks like there is some truth in it. Now, again, we will say on this channel it is speculation and rumor, but anybody that has been following me from the start on this channel, normally when we get some source information, it does be spot on. It's just a pity we didn't get the two bits of information that I wanted to be true, right? But that still remains to be seen what happens there, to be quite honest. It's still up in the air. Of course, he doesn't want to be in with you. He wants to be in with his daddy.
There's blood all over the door.
There's blood all over the door as well. Right, Cheryl just cut her finger before we went live. That was the reason for my delay. There's always
it's bad.
Like there's always drama in this house, whether it's the dog or Cheryl banging into something. And
oh Christ!
Is it really bad?
Yeah, it looks like something out of The Exorcist.
All right. Well, I don't know how you did that, but there you go. So Arthur Duval or Deville, wherever his name is, or however you want to pronounce it. Apparently, he's rumored to be coming back for Series 13. Now, what does this mean to me? Right, I'll tell you what this means to me. This is desperation. You only do this when you know the series is not a success and you're trying to save a show. They did it with Friends as well one year, where they brought all the big stars, the big guns in to try.
Stars are babies.
Yeah, to bring those in, right, to save a show. So, for anybody out there that says that this series is doing well, I'm sorry. That would be true if they weren't trying to convince old companions to come back. This show is in serious trouble. After, to be honest with you, I didn't think this week they would actually lose any viewers. I was wrong, and I will actually always say on this channel if I'm wrong. But I was wrong there. I got it wrong. We actually did get a spike. Oh no, I said the ratings be up. The ratings were down. What am I talking about? I said that I thought the ratings would go up, but we got a dip. So I'm actually even thinking now it's, I know some YouTubers got to that point a few weeks ago where they said we're at the point of no return. But I have to say I agree with them now. We are at the point of no return. It's actually quite shocking, to be quite honest. But look, again, number 31 in the TV charts is considered a success to the J-Bots. I have noticed that the J-Bots are actually out in force today, as they always are, the defenders of this era, trying to spin everything as they usually do. Look, you can spin this series all you want, right? This series has not done what it was supposed to do. When you bring back the Jadun, the Cybermen, you are obviously trying to get some fans back, win fans back. When that doesn't even work, and then you surprise us with a second Doctor and the Master, and that still doesn't do anything. And then on top of that, then you throw in a Captain Jack cameo, shoe-in cameo, and that still doesn't work. And on top of that, you promote this series online and on the TV like you've never promoted it. As the series has went on, you have promoted every episode even more. You've overhyped last night's episode, and that's why I think it failed. You've actually overhyped the episode, and when people actually finally sat down to watch it, it was a pile of boring crap. Right, going to introduce a couple of our guests tonight. We will start off with the two-time world record holder of Doctor Who merchandise. He's become a regular and a friend of this channel. I am proud to introduce our good friend Ian O'Brien.
Hello.
And I can see he has his Doctor Who top on and all. Fair play to you, buddy.
Yeah, but look what it is on it though.
Ah, proper Cyberman. Ah.
Revenge of the Cyberman. And here's the fact, I've had this since I was a kid. And it still fits me.
Wow, that is absolutely fantastic, mate. And we've got a second guest for you tonight. He's also starting to become a channel regular. Marty. Welcome, Marty.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
And look at his avatar. He just had to do it, didn't he?
I know, I complain. I'm not going to stay if I have to look at that all night.
Well, I will change it for you, but that there is my reaction to this series. I want to laugh but cry at the same time.
Yeah, I know. I think that's how we're all feeling, a bit deflated right now at the moment, to be honest. By the way, I've just been tweeted on Twitter. So BBC seems to be replying to some of our subscribers, and I'm looking at the replies, and to be honest with you, it's the same generic response that they're sending to everybody now at this stage. They say, so basically the message that's sending everybody reads this: thank you for contacting us about Doctor Who. We're disappointed to hear that you're not enjoying the current series. We appreciate with a long-running series such as this, wait till you hear this, right? Some people feel attached to a particular idea they have of the program. It's indicative of the imaginative whole that Doctor Who has, that so many people engage with it on so many different levels. Since the Doctor first regenerated back in 1966, the concept of the Doctor as a constantly evolving being has been central to the program. The continual input of fresh ideas and new voices across the cast and the writing and production teams has been key to the longevity of this series. We are aware that Doctor Who has a very passionate audience, but sadly though, when a show attracts as many viewers as this one, all different tastes and preferences, it can be tricky. It can be a tricky balance to get the balance right and please everyone. We value this feedback, and this has been circulated to the program members. Kind regards, Neil Salt. So whoever this Neil Salt guy is, he's just sending out automated responses because it's the same response for another person. And, you know, but you see the way it's worded, right? It's like they're using the excuse that the show's been around for 57 years. Look, the writing's bad, you plonkers, right? The fans are walking away. If you're going to ignore that and that's the kind of responses you're going to give the fans, well then I'm sorry, you're just making the situation worse for yourself. It's as simple as that. Oh, Marty's jumped out again. This happens. Obviously, you're on your phone doing that, are you?
No, I'm on the laptop here, but I just decided to the avatar.
Of the Titanic, but the Titanic is sinking slower than this show. I want to ask you because I got the both of you on. Obviously, you know that I do a panel after the episode, and obviously give you guys a chance to actually let me know. By the way, I see there's a troll in there. Do not delete that tweet, right? Because I've been asked by someone in a bigger YouTuber to actually screenshot those trolls. So do me a favor, if someone in the chat could screenshot shot Jack Interesting's because he has a question for me and he wants to know if my wife is my sister. So if you could do me a favor and actually screenshot those two messages, and any other troll that comes in tonight after you screenshot it, throw their ass out of the chat then after that. If you could do that for me, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll get back to the matter at hand, which is the episode. See, this is what happens, a little J-bot like that. See, they don't want us to talk, you see. Like, they try slander us and say stupid things like that because they know that they've lost this battle. And you have lost, whoever you are, you little troll. You have lost, the fandom has walked away. Let's start with you, Ian. What did you think of last night's first part serious finale? And let's not forget, this was a serious finale, and I think a lot of the J-Bot fans have forgotten that this was part one of the serious finale. We expect it to be a different level than what we got during the series. What did you think?
Well, before I say anything, just seen on Twitter a good tweet from John and Gav of Dalek6388. Those guys know Daleks inside and out. They just said this tweet, and it making me laugh. Possible controversial. I'm not overly fond of the design myself. It is too emphasised, and all I can see is Bruce Forsyth.
Yeah, yeah, and as Chris says as well, also report them to YouTube. Exactly, Chris. I forgot to mention that. You also report these parasites to YouTube because YouTube now has a policy, and they are trying their best to get rid of troll accounts, but they are getting rid of other accounts that they shouldn't be. But do report those accounts because they don't have any content most of the time, and they don't have any subscribers. Do you know what they are? They're just a bunch of sad little individuals that have nothing better to do than come on here and they get a little satisfaction out of trolling people. But just as I said, screenshot, report them, send me the screenshots as well, by the way, because if they give them to another YouTuber, a big YouTuber, might I add. I've had a couple of big YouTubers come out in the last couple of days of support of me because they have seen the attacks on Twitter that I have been receiving. And you know what? At the end of the day, right, this person has gone again and tweeted another actor with this bloody poll, right? So they haven't learned their lesson, right? Okay, and they've tweeted now a third actor. They actually tweeted the guy that played the new Cyberman, not the lone Cyberman, but the newer Cyberman, the new shaped Cyberman. He was in costume and he was asking everybody what they thought of his performance, and then of course that clown goes in then with his poll. Of course, then Rich, that's the name of the guy that plays the Cyberman, decided that was enough and actually blocked them. And then he comes up with some shite that it's a slander campaign against them by J-Bots and other YouTubers. Listen, you're exposing yourself, right? You're slandering yourself, right? The more you do that, the more hate you're actually generating towards us as fans, and you're actually damaging everything that we're trying to achieve here. So you need to kind of, take a step back and realize that you're out of control. And as I said, stay in your own garden. We're the Doctor Who fans that are going to make this fandom better as well as the show, because we don't want people like that in the fandom. And yes, I worked with you when we exposed the Feminist Front and Crystal D and Ben Cook and others like that. And yes, while at the time I had no indication what you were like, you were a nice bloke to me. I'm not going to say that you weren't. You're always nice to me. But these last couple of weeks, you've shown yourself in a different light. And, I can't be any part of that. And as I've explained on this channel, and I'll explain one last time, the reason why I don't use the hashtag Not My Doctor Who is because it's similar to the hashtag Not My Doctor. Now, Not My Doctor crowd have been accused of being racist and bigots, right? So because of that, I use the hashtag Save Doctor Who, and some others use that hashtag and they use whatever hashtag that they want. But most of the people here on this live chat don't use the hashtag anymore, right? We don't use it because it's similar to the other one, and when we do use it, we're roped in with the Not My Doctor crowd. I have made this clear several times on my channel, so you're clearly not watching me videos because you're calling me a fake. Again, I will say I make it clear on this channel, right, what our goal is. And you fecked off. The plan of attack has actually changed. That's the point. You want to keep up the same old arguments which haven't worked in the past. We have decided to go for a different route, which we feel is working right now, and we have proof that it's working. Okay, so again, it's ridiculous. You text another, you still haven't learned your lesson. You don't think you've crossed the line. You asked who drew that line. Was it you? No, I didn't. But sane people out there will tell you that you have crossed the line. And if you don't see you've crossed the line, then I can't help you. And this ultimatum that you've given me, as I said in a stream the other day, whatever info or whatever evidence or something you're supposed to have on me, release it, because I'm not going to change my mind in a couple of weeks. I am not supporting your campaign, but if anybody wants to support your campaign, they can. But I would be telling those people, well, you've tweeted three of the main actresses, two actresses and an actor on this job, and one happens to be British of Indian descent, and the other one happens to be black, and you're sending them a petition about how the show has veered into diversity, hiring, and box ticking. How do you think those women would feel reading that anyway? See, you don't see that you've done anything wrong. So I'm done with that. I brought Ian on anyway to and Marty to ask them what they thought about the episode. And of course, Ian is going to show us a few bits and pieces as he always does. So Ian, what did you think of last night's episode?
Well, I wasn't home. I was away down south visiting an aunt of mine, and I hadn't intended to watch it because she doesn't watch Doctor Who anyway.
Right.
He wanted to watch something else, and I turned it on. The program was over. So we watched it, and no, she's not a sci-fi fan. She watched it, but the thing is, first of all, I didn't think it was Doctor Who, or the part in what I call fake Ireland.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
They couldn't even be bothered to go up on the ferry for 3.5 hours to go over to Ireland or jump on a plane or something. Anyway, I can't understand. No one, even the Jodie ones, can explain to me what the whole Irish setup was. Where does it fit in with the story? Because 1 minute it's all in, it's supposed to be Ireland. Next minute we're back to the Doctor and them lot trying to do Cybermen and that. And I couldn't work out what the hell was going on. There was for a brief moment when Jodie was alone with the Cybermen, when she says, "I can buy you time," and she was standing up to the lone Cyberman before he brought in his mates. He was actually good for a few moments because I thought she had some meatier dialogue. The other idiots weren't around, and she was, had a chance to face off against this Cyberman, and she was good for a few minutes, and then she goes her silliness again, and it was just I can't work out what went on. Well, who was this Irish bloke in it? I've forgotten his name now. I do like the lone Cyberman. I do like the new cyber design. I thought those cyber helmets were too like the talking helmet that came out a good few years ago. They were too like that, and they were so badly done. Though my aunt said, it was terrible. The effect. She thought they were awful, and I think the best bit for her was ending with the master turning up. She says, "Wow, he's got charisma."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but did you not feel that even at the end of that episode, or that master intro, it just seemed a bit? I don't know. Like it was obvious that it was going to happen, but just the way it happened, it just like can you, Marty? I'll ask you. Did you understand what was going on? Because I still don't know, and I'm a Doctor Who fan for years, and I think we're probably intelligent enough when it comes to trying to figure out what showrunners do with this show, especially over the years. But I still can't figure out what Chris Chibnall was doing last night and what's he set up for next week, because this was pretty low key.
It's well, I'll tell you what I thought at the start of it. My mum came up in the first 5 minutes, and she sat down, and she thought Call the Midwife was on. She thought Call the Midwife was on as soon as she seen the baby, and it was only until it cut back till Jodie after she says we'll get the doctor that she realised it was the show, it was Doctor Who. But the whole thing was just very flat. There was nothing in the first half that I thought that was any good at all. I mean, visually it looked good, but the story, obviously, good visuals can't cover for a good story, like. And it just at no time it really picked up for me was during the last 15 minutes, and then even at that, it wasn't even. It was sort of bog standard. It felt like it didn't really feel like a series finale. It didn't have that scale to it. I think if you're comparing them, I think Spyfall had more of a scale to it compared to that episode.
It was just a mess. I thought a muddle.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it all, and she just couldn't work it out. I just didn't understand half of it. I said the Lone Cyberman, the new Cyberman was good. The Gallifrey reveal. I mean, who are all these people? I mean, it's Doctor Who's Ruth now next week in it, and we don't know what's going to happen.
Say next week is going to be very dark. They say it's going to be a dark episode. Apparently, there's a photograph as well. Manip Gill took it down, but everybody was able to get their hands on it, including myself, thanks to some clever Whovians out there. But apparently, there's a Time Lord's body on the ground in the background of a photograph that was taken of the two actors, the one that plays Ravio and the guy that plays the Moses-looking dude.
There's people saying Barusa, but I don't know. Maybe they're just taking the piss with that. But there's people saying it could be Barusa. But who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I was just taking a drink there.
One other thing I will say, I forgot to say. Another thing is, I said to her about Austin Cole, and she said he was so wooden. This is the first time she'd seen him in it. So she was made up her own mind, and she thought he was so wooden. He's like a plank. She said, nothing to do. So, however, I do add this. Afterwards, I showed her a clip on YouTube from the 10th Planet. I think episode 3. It was only a brief bit. After Hartnell delivered that line, love, hate, fear, have you no emotions? She watched that, and she laughed because she said, look, there's got no really effects in it. It's just telling a story, and within that few minutes, she could work out what was going on. She couldn't work on what was going on in the other one last night. And I agree with her. I don't know what you think, Noel. No, Marty.
Marty, go ahead.
There's, there's more. The classic series is just so iconic, like the way, even though you do look at some of the stuff in the '70s and all, and think, Christ, it's bubble wrap, but it's the way it's shot, and it's the way it's written. That's what keeps the viewers engaged, and I think the whole it's sort of like where the way I'm looking at it, where if you compare this to like the 60s and 70s, you had great writing but bad visual effects, and now it's almost like it's changed where we have great visual effects and awful writing.
Well, those cyber heads weren't really well done. I didn't think they were well done.
No, well, the CGI was bad. Well, I'm talking about the series sort of as a whole, but in this episode, I thought that VFX were just very sloppy, very last minute, very not polished or looked over twice.
Right, just to show you something, this is on Twitter. So Gary put this up. As you all know, the the ratings come in, and obviously they're not great. Um, so we'll just show you there. So, as he says in the tweet there, we try to warn you. So much for the Cyberman bump. Ratings are down again. Let's see what they come up with this time. Looks like a small non-vocal minority is the fan base now. And that would be exactly true. And there's the figures there in black and white. It is down from last week. It was last week. It was 3.86 million in the overnights. It's down 3.71 in the overnights this week. It did get a bump in the consolidated figures from episode 7 and in the plus fours, and obviously the AI is up. It'll be interesting now to see what these figures are going to be like, and obviously there's but let's see, there's 102. Let's see. Yep, the fans have spoken. Let's see. And as you can see there, so apparently 3.1 overnight figures is the lowest for the Shidiger era. I think that's a play on Chibnall and Whittaker. That's very clever. I'm watching Enlightenment Special Edition right now. Man, did they come through with the extra rendering and SE. Remember when Who Was Grey, Pepperidge Farm remembers. And then, as you can see, the fans are not happy. I better go past that. They're probably bleeding, you know, I don't put memes. But what's this for? Hold on. Let's see. Stephen Maya, that was that article where they said basically coming out with that crap about Canon and stuff. You know, like defending Chibnall, what he's doing, basically. It's ridiculous. We don't. See, here's the thing: we still don't know what he's going to do. Even the second last episode, he has given no indication what he's going to pull out of the bag for the last episode, and that's what worries me. That's what worries me. We still don't know what the end game. Sorry, excuse me. The end game of his series is. We just don't know. There's no. Where's the story arc? What is
total destruction of Kelly?
Frey is a Dr. Root. Who is it? What is the story arc? Can someone tell me what the story arc is? Because it's been all over the place. There's no cohesion whatsoever. That's why nobody can figure out what's gone on in the last this episode, because there's nothing, no cohesion, no build up to it. Wow, Captain Jack saying beware the lone Cyberman. That's your story arc, is it right there, Chibnall? Is that it? That's not clever enough, mate. It's not clever enough.
It's not. It's just like, you know, how does he come up with these ideas?
I don't know, maybe shitting on the toilet or something, because
That's just, he must. I don't know. Does he put in random word generators and just come up with stuff?
I don't know. Do you know, he's probably sitting at home. He watches old episodes of Doctor Who. Goes, oh, that's a great idea. I'll put my own spin on it. There's nothing original. Look at it. Last night had Utopia vibes all over it. The last humans at the end of the universe, the galaxy, but they're heading into a trap. You know? Same thing with Utopia. It's the same thing. You ripping off other people's work.
It's a
and
joke.
He's getting away with it, and then he's repackaging it, and he's calling it his own. And you know what surprises me? That Moffat and fucking RTD haven't said that, but I suppose there is loyalty amongst writers, I suppose. But Jesus Christ, mates, he's getting his own work, and he's basically making it a shadow of what it was, and he's insulting it at the same time. I don't know. You know what? I even said to Matrix Lord last night that I was considering giving up on Doctor Who after Series 12, and he kind of went. He said, "You can't give up. You can't go anywhere. You have to stay." And I was like, "Do you know what? But I'm at that stage, mate.
But
I think
I'm the
everybody is.
same.
I don't see. There's some people out there that think I'm all about clicks and I'm all about subscribers. Listen for a minute. I could easily abandon Doctor Who tomorrow, right now, with the state that it's in, and not because I don't love Doctor Who. I've got the classic, and I've got 56 years, well, 55 years, let's say, of decent Who to look back on. So, like, I'm not abandoning it. I'm just, the way I look at it is, if I watch Series 13 and put myself through this again, like, what's the point? I'm probably only helping the BBC by complaining, because I do generate views on this channel, whether the people like it or not. On the J bot side, they keep slagging that I don't get views on my channels. But look at me every live panel. I've got 1,200 and something subscribers, and every panel that I've done has gotten over 1,000 views when we've spoken about every single episode of Doctor Who. So I don't know what that tells you. There's obviously people liking what I'm saying and like what the channel is doing. So, like, when BBC, here's the thing, BBC America put up 2 tweets, right? It literally got 1 retweet after the episode. Nobody cares. As soon as the episode stops airing on both sides of America, then the interest is gone. And then you will see BBC America and BBC Doctor Who UK, the 2 Twitter accounts, then piling out little videos and then telling us, oh, you better prepare yourself for next week, hyping it up all over again.
I see they were showing. Did they show a new clip there this evening on BBC One too?
Yeah. And apparently,
Uh,
someone put out a tweet earlier because someone was saying that Gary said that this series was heavily advertised, right? And it still didn't do it. And then the person was saying, how was it heavily advertised? Well, obviously, I'm not watching TV then. Obviously, you don't watch the telly, because if you did, you'd see that there's a Doctor Who trailer on every bloody day. BBC America, as I said, on Twitter and Facebook, they're promoting or hyping it up. So don't tell me that's not being advertised. It is being advertised. Nobody is watching it because it's crap. And the sooner the BBC actually open their eyes and realise that no matter what you throw at this, and I don't care if Rory Williams is coming back for Series 13, that's not going to save it. I'm sorry, you could bring back Rory Williams, you could bring back Amy Pond, you could bring back Rose Tyler, Martha Jones, you could bring back all the old companions that are still alive, and you're still not going to save this shit show, because you've got the wrong showrunner in place. Now, if you want to save Doctor Who, you get rid of him now, right? You get rid of him now and his writing team, and you start again. It's the only way now. You're not going to. This era is not going to survive under Chibnall. And if he does stick around for Series 13 and he gives us all these member berries, well, I'm telling you now, he's not going to fool us all again, right? It's not going to.
I just think we're going to get. I think we're going to get a reduced episode Series 13. I just think we're going to go down to maybe 6 episodes for Series 13.
You know what? That's been a rumor that's been flying about for a couple of months, by the way, and last year. So there is a rumor that he actually wants to reduce it to 8, and he wants to do the special. So 9 altogether is what he wants to give. Now,
Could he
remember,
not just do? Could he not just fucking do 8 episodes and fuck off? If he does next year, he'll just piss
I
off.
was arguing with somebody.
sorry, Ian, go ahead.
I was discussing it with somebody today. Oh, I don't care because such and such shows get less episodes. I said, what if it was less? Oh, then he quoted back, when we didn't have a series a few years back. I said, what is it with fans these days? They just take any crumb BBC throw at them. I remember the days of when the show was put on, got to be cancelled in '85. There was uproar from the press and everything. And the BBC was shocked by that. But now they just take any morsel. A year's gap. Oh, here's 10 episodes. Here's 2 episodes. Honestly, it's just no. Why can't we have more? I mean, the US gets more episodes in their series. I mean, when what do you call it? Natural series. What they did, they filmed 2 series back.
Is he gone?
and they had a break. And now they can't barely do it.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Um,
Guess who's back? Back
They
in.
can barely get anything.
Oh, I
Up
tell
there.
you, StreamYard is. It's. I don't think it's StreamYard. I don't know what it is, but it's annoying me. I've paid for this, so I don't. I when I pay for something, I don't expect it to be skipping and stuff. But that's the way it is. I might have to. StreamYard are very good though. When you do write them a message, they'll actually get back to you straight away. They're actually very good. Their team is very good. I would recommend, but it is expensive. But you get unlimited streaming time, so it's not
Uh,
bad. I've got a couple of me moderators as well actually sending me those photos. So thank you. The chat actually froze on my screen, so I had to refresh it. That's why I actually ended up out of the stream. But I can see the live chat now.
I was chatting to
Yeah, Cheryl is grand. Don't be worrying about Cheryl. Cheryl's okay. Cheryl's gone to bed. Cheryl is not she's not like me, she's not a night owl. So she goes to bed around 10, 11 o'clock, sort of thing.
No, to interrupt you. I've just seen something I've been searching for while you were talking there, and I
Yeah.
found it. And I'm going to send it to you on a tweet. Maybe you could put that up on wherever I can find my Twitter. I've lost Twitter. No, there it is. I'm just waiting for my laptop to decide to give me Twitter back. I found the US ratings.
Right.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
this will
see
be good.
if my stupid laptop will give me Twitter back. It's playing up at the moment. Oh, there we are. We're working now. Thank goodness for that. Oh, goodness me. I don't know. There's no excuse to delay another series. Get on with
There's
it.
no reason. It was Chibnall before the holiday. He's no reason to do it.
Did you not even hear his article? He's going to be going on holiday and stuff. He says that he hardly gets a break. He's talking about how he hardly gets a break and all. Well, then don't write the show, mate. Leave. Do us all.
He gets a break. He doesn't do anything. He wrote 10 episodes and that's it.
This is when I go back to RTD again. RTD, was able to run 2 spin-offs, the main show, and if you ever listen to, he done an interview with the Desert Island Discs for the BBC. He talks about how he was sitting up to 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning signing off episodes of Totally Doctor Who for CBBC, and that shows you the dedication that he had. I bet you Chris Chibnall wouldn't sit up till 1 o'clock working on Doctor Who.
Chibnall can't be asked to do anything. He's lazy. I mean, he's done no promotion this year apart from these recent stuff, which have probably been done weeks and months ago. Don't talk to me about him because my aunt said to me last night, "Who wrote this?" I said, "Chris Chibnall, the producer." We had a laugh at this today when I got back home. I rang up and I said, Doctor Who's ratings were down. I said, despite you watching them and me watching them as well. She said that should have put them up.
Do you know something? I think it should. I just had this thought the other day, and I was thinking, do you think that they should take away the whole head writer thing and go back to like a producer, like it was in the 80s, where like you have your producer like John Nathan Turner or someone else, like?
Well, the trouble is, you see, it's like, and I mean, the producer has the ultimate power, and that which is right. But I don't understand something. Perhaps you could explain to me, or Noel, or someone in the chat. Why is all these other producers that are co-producing it with him throughout the series? I know they did it with Moffat and that. Where do they find them? Because I don't know.
Matt Stravin's worked on Skatins, which is a show on E4. I don't even know what.
Yeah, I watched Skins. Skins was great, actually.
He worked on it. So how him and Chibnall fell into contact, I don't know. I don't know if you don't hear much from Stravin's, whether he's a fan or not. I don't know if he just took the job because it was money or if he's an actual fan, because he doesn't really give many interviews. The only stuff you see of him is these behind the scenes clips that they put up on YouTube.
Right, there we go. So there is the American ratings. So as you can see there, 12 episode one. So the eight they doing demographics there. So point at 190%. But there's look at it's minus 57.78. That's the demo change. So the age of the people that have watching has went down. There you go. You can see it. They're consistently gone down on this as well. So there you go. They don't get millions of viewers like us. So 790,000 people watched the first episode, then 589,000, 468,000, 490. 554. So it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then episode 8, of course, was 530,000. Now, they haven't gotten episode 9 yet. So we'll wait for those in. But there you go. Season averages. And as you can see there, everything is down. This is not, look, again, J Botches can dismiss all this here, right? This is the American. Oh, it's doing great in America. No, it's not. There it is, there in black and white. You cannot deny that.
Oh, I heard Jody Bot. Well, I won't call him that because he does follow me on Twitter and we do often debate it, but we don't call each other names. We don't fall out, so I won't call him a Jody Bot. I only call the Jody Bots like that idiot last night that was. Remember, Noel, the one that sent a message that wanted to get you and me banned off Twitter,
Yeah,
Nerdonic, and a load of other people.
yeah, yeah.
No, he was saying that. I said the ratings are not. Oh, they're up. Someone said, I said, no, they're bad. You know, they should be doing better. Oh well, in 30 years' time, it'll be fine. I said, hang on. You thinking the BBC are going to justify this in 30 years' time? I says, some of us won't be. I said, you're probably in your 50s, this guy. And I said, some of us might not be around. BBC, I'm not going to wait 30 years to see what's going to work out. Because was trying to make a reference to like some of the classic stuff, like fair enough, Part of a Time Lord now is quite popular. But back then it wasn't. But you can't just say, oh well, it's going to be popular in the future. That's silly because it has to be here and now.
Right. Hold on.
Success or not. Success or failure, that's all there is.
Okay.
I've just seen something here from Doctor Who production news. If you follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't really listen to them. I don't take any credence to them. They get all their information from magazines and stuff. Sure.
Well,
I broke news before they even got their hands on stuff.
Yeah.
They were months behind. But what have they said anyway? Go on.
they have said here, and I'll read it exactly as it is. According to an interview in the Radio Times, Sacha Dhawan is somewhat worried that what happens with the unpredictable master and the timeless children will be divisive. So take that as you will.
Well, I've been told to actually check IMDb, so I'm doing that now because I've been told to check the cast list for some weird reason.
Yeah, they're talking about every Tom, Dick, and Harry in it next week. I mean, Captain Jack, I think Rose, Billy Piper, David Tennant. I take that with a ton of salt.
Rassilon too, Donald Sumter's been listed there too.
And old Tom Cobbler and all. You might as well bring back K9, the Wolfweed from Creature from the Bit, Ratto from Creature from the Bit. Bring back the kitchen sink as well. That way.
You know something? I can actually see K9 turning up in the next series. I can see it.
Yeah.
It's like something she would do. They would bring in K9.
Well, they could. Yeah, they could. Well, no, they couldn't because the creators of K9, BBC don't own the copyright to K9. They own the copyright to the shape of it, the classic shape of him, design, but they don't own the copyright to the character. So unless the which one of the two of the writers, one died, is alive, he's trying to launch his own series or movie of K9. So
I seen that on Omega or something like that. K9 and Omega.
Yeah. So well, I doubt it very much because a few years ago there was going to be a movie with K9 and Omega in it.
And that fell through, did it?
Yeah, that was going to be about 2013, I think. But they also own the rights to the Omega.
Oh, right.
So it's always a question of that. I mean, Moffat owned the rights to Captain Jack, but I don't think he was that bothered about it.
No,
Moffat owns the rights to the Weeping Angels, I believe.
I think my friend was chatting to me today when I was in college. He turned around and told me, "What would you think?" Asked me what I think if it somehow turned out that this whole body swap rumor was true, and that Sasha Dewan ended up being the Doctor at the end, and we go on to Series 13 with him.
Oh, if he
Yeah,
became the
that's
Doctor, I
something
didn't know that.
I've threw out there. All right. Yeah, I don't see. I don't know because he hasn't set anything up. So right. So see full cast and crew. Right, here we go. So you're telling me if I check this, it's going to tell me right. So we've got Jodie Whittaker. We've got Bradley Walsh, Tolson Cole, Mandeep Gill. We've got Sasha as obviously the master. Joe Martin is in it as the Doctor. Julie Graham is back. Steve Toussaint as Fika and Ian Moses. And rest of the cast listed alphabetically. John Barrowman, Kevin Hudson is a cyber warrior. Billy Piper as Rose Tyler, and Donald Stumper as Rassilon. I cannot believe he is doing this. He is this has to be no. This is
No,
this
no, Barack Stemus here. There, no,
who?
Barack Stemus.
Oh, who's he?
It was the anagram that they used in the cast list when they put out the press release, which actually said "Master is back," but it was the name they started taking the piss by saying Barack Stemus was in this episode, which actually, if you rearrange the words, said "Master is back."
Right, I'm taking a screenshot of that just in case they take it down because right. It doesn't mean she's going to be back, by the way, to be honest with you, because this was the same site that I was told that the Sea Devils. Remember when we spoke about the Sea Devils
Yeah.
and people were saying, I thought you said the Sea Devils were supposed to come back. I said, they were. There's the fucking screenshot. So this is the same site that said the Sea Devils were supposed to appear and they didn't. But I will take a screenshot of this because this is interesting. I can't believe it. Yeah, here. If he does this, then this is desperation town.
I don't think Donald Sumter would walk anywhere near Doctor Who now, to tell you the truth.
And I can't. And Billy Piper.
No.
Why Hordo?
If any of them were going to be there, it's Jack.
Well, Jack is bound to be back anyway.
Well, he's supposed to be in this Dalek special whenever it airs, but I don't know whether he's in the finale or not.
Screen, guys, just in case anybody wants to see it, but I will put them up on video. I have a few photographs actually I need to show you, so I'll stick this in with it, just to show you. So I'll just show you that it is for this episode. Actually, I should have took a screenshot of that as well. Actually, to prove that it is the Timeless Children. So there we go. Just so I don't get accused of, because you get accused of all sorts on Twitter. Oh, you're faking stuff. It's actually stupid. Just be there and they say, oh, you're faking stuff. Right. Now, it should pop up on your screen any second now.
Where's that from, by the way, Noel?
I am DB. Listen, if this is true, this is sad reading. So there you go, right? So there's the main cast, as you can see, right? So we've got Jodie Whittaker is in it next week, Bradley Walsh, Tolson Cole, Mandeep, Sasha, there's Joe, and then Julie Graham. And then we know this character, but this must be obviously this the other fella, isn't it, that we didn't see much of. And then underneath, rest of the cast listed alphabetically. And there it is in black and white. John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness. Kevin Hudson will play the Cyber Warrior. And Billy Piper is back as Rose Tyler. And Donald Stumper is back as Rattalon. Now, the only thing that I will say that backs this up, right, is that a few months back, Billy Piper put up a cryptic tweet, right, where she showed some Doctor Who merchandise. Now, she quickly backtracked and said it was for a new show and it was a charity thing, right, and fans gave out to her. Now, also on top of that, John Barrowman, his cameo was actually leaked, but he actually came out with a whole extravagant video where he was doing his house up in Wales. They were moving back and he needed help by the fans to help decorate it. So he kept that. That was his way of keeping it covered up, and it worked. What if Billy Piper has actually done the same thing? They've realised what they've done. They've backtracked, and she is actually coming back. Now, I have done a video on Billy Piper when she was rumoured to be coming back. I will see if that's because obviously at the time when I did videos, I was using copyrighted music. So most of the videos that I used with copyright music on, I had to get rid of. So I'm hoping that's not one of them. If not, I will put that video, I'll re-upload that video and show you the tweet that she put up at the time. She put up a cryptic tweet and then she quickly backtracked. Just like when John Barrowman's leak was leaked, he came out and says, "No, I'm back in Wales because me and the husband are moving back and we're decorating the place." And he even went as far as to go to a DIY place, right? To show us tins of paint, right? You see the video, it's up there. Look at that John Barrowman video. He'd already filmed his cameo and he was covering it up. So I wouldn't be surprised if Billy Piper actually does make an appearance next week. And you know what? She's not my favorite companion anyway. But this is Desperation Station if he's bringing Rose back, because he's trying to bring back the 2005 fans now that like Rose, especially the Rose fans, because there is a lot of love for Billy Piper on Twitter. If you've seen it on Twitter and Instagram, anytime she puts up and she's still the most popular companion when it comes to being online. I have to be honest with you, New Who companion anyway. Every time she puts something up. So, and the writing credit, there you go, goes to the idiot himself. There you go, Chris Chibnall there, and they're directed by James Magnus Stone. Oh, Jamie Magnus Stone, sorry. And let's see, I just want to go in because he did direct Doctor Who before, didn't he? I just want to see what else he directed. Or do we really care? Right, known for Orbit Ever After, blah blah, Sky Horn, there you go. Clara and the Tardis, he was uncredited for that. He directed Spyfall Part 1, Praxius, Ascension of the Cybermen, and the Time. Oh, he's directed all those episodes that I actually hate.
Something has just come into my head.
Go ahead, that's what we're here for. Tell me, come on.
The interview, you remember when Barman said that he was going over to do his flat?
Yeah.
He said that in September time, roughly.
Yeah.
Right?
Roughly
If you look on the behind the scenes film of Captain Jack being back, there is a clapperboard where before they start shooting the scene, and all that says the 24th of July or the 23rd of July.
Wow.
So has he been back again and filmed something else?
Yeah, I think he is back. I think he's back a second time. Yeah, look, it wouldn't make sense for him not to come in. What? So you're just going to shoehorn him in and say, beware the Lone Star man, but you're not going to have him in it to kind of give him I don't know. It's Chris Chibnall, for God's sake. Come on. Like that guy couldn't write his way out of a situation if he had to. And that's just the bottom line. But look, it is interesting. We could sit here speculating all night. But listen, do you know what? We'll change it around a little bit and we'll make the stream a bit more enjoyable. Well, I know it's always enjoyable because I'm on the money master. But as you know, So if there's anything in particular, because Ian does actually ask us to ask this when he does usually be on. If you have anything specific that you would like to see, because as I said, he is the world record two-time world record holder of the most Doctor Who merchandise. So if there's any Doctor Who merchandise that you've never seen before, but you have heard of and you think Ian might have it, don't be afraid to ask him. He'll go and see if he has it. So Ian, have you got anything right now that you can show?
I have, because people are not. I managed to dig out a few things, try to be a bit different. It's three things in here. Right, people often ask me each week, have I ever got any Daypol? These were the ones that were done in the 80s before character options. These were like the first proper Doctor Who action figures. And I dug out one, and here we go. Found it in a box. Look, Doctor Who Daypol Dalek. On the back, a list of all the other characters. So you have here, let's see how it's going to look. You got Ace, Seventh Doctor, Mel, the Dalek, Pet Trap, Cyberman, Avros, the TARDIS, Mel, and the playset. And that was in about the 90s. And that's one. Sorry.
No, Ian, go on. No, it's just that one of our, because Whovians are, you think of everything. It's just one of me friends on Messenger that's also in the chat right now. Gary sent me something. He says, if Billy is in it, she'll be the moment. My prediction. Actually, that's a good shout out as well. Actually, Gary. He could actually go.
You see, if this is the only thing I'll say that might go against that is that if this is supposed to be the early days of Gallifrey, would I don't think they'd have those weapons developed yet, like, would they?
No. And if Donald Sumter, is coming back as Rassilon, that might be just for continuity because he was in Heaven Sent. Wouldn't make sense because when was the Five Doctors? That was when you had a different Rassilon then, when he was dead. So Donald Sumter, when he last appeared as Rassilon, he was this was well and truly after the Time War. So how is he in that body, if you get my meaning? It wouldn't make sense.
No, it wouldn't make sense.
Because
No, it wouldn't make sense. Chibnall's not making sense right now. That's the thing, though. Chibnall's not making sense, and do you know what? To make it make sense, he'd probably throw in some gimmick, as you know, Ian, because that's what he's good for.
Now you could have Timothy Dalton back as Rassilon. I mean, if you got Donald Sumter, I like Donald Sumter anyway, but his version of Rassilon wouldn't fit. I mean, I assume the actor that played in the Five Doctors is probably dead by now. I can't remember his name. But
Richard Hurdle?
No. Rassilon.
Oh, Rassilon.
Rassilon out the Five Doctors. Hold on.
Let me see. I'll look him up here.
Yeah, I was gonna do that as well.
Because
There
it was 1982.
What to the Wikipedia?
The first appearance was in the Five Doctors. Richard Matthews played him. I portrayed him in 1983. So Richard Matthews. Let's see if he's still alive.
What if Susan is the timeless child?
Richard Matthews.
Rose is the timeless child now. She's been Bad Wolf, so she'd be the timeless child. I just think anything.
He's dead.
What year did he die?
He died on the 15th of October 1982.
82?
Yeah. Oh, 92.
Yeah, look, how could he die unless he is truly Rassilon?
Yeah, October 92, yeah. What, I wonder what he died of.
Well, old
No,
age. I
because
assume
he
he was
did
born in
a report on
1914.
Doctor Who. I mean, the mask, didn't one of the like, uh, who was the ones that took all the heart attacks?
Well, Richard Handel was actually dying when he did the first Doctor. He was actually ill when he played
Yeah.
first Doctor. He was actually, I think, dying then.
Hmm.
Troughton had a few heart attacks too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Before
did
he
he
died.
not die of a heart attack and Pertwee not die of a heart attack? I thought those two died of heart attacks.
Aye,
And then the
Troughton
master,
was in America.
Troughton did.
isn't that how Roger Delgado died though? He took a heart attack in his car and
Oh,
then he
oh,
No,
maybe he did.
no. Roger Delgado was was killed.
The car crash.
Yeah, they were filming on a turkey and a car went a bit too fast around a bend and he went over it in the car.
wow.
Uh,
Great actor.
oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
I know some people prefer Anthony Ainsley's version of the Master, and don't get me wrong, it is a good version, but there's only one Master, sorry, and that's Roger.
Oh, I liked Anthony because he became my master. Well, my master was the one in the Deadly Assassin. And then Keeper Clark and Aney. As I was getting into Who, and this is why Aney was my master. But I've got another Daypole thing here.
Right, go on. Oh wow!
Very good.
For anybody that's wondering who's returning, Arthur Rory Pond, or well, we call Rory Williams, but you know, to the fandom, he can always be a Pond. Rory is returning apparently. Now, this is rumor and speculation, but we have dealt with rumor and speculation on this channel before. And if you've been a long-term subscriber, you will know that we've actually gotten information spot on this channel. So right now, apparently, Rory Williams, and we've actually checked IMDb tonight, and apparently Rose Tyler will be making an appearance next week. So yeah, just happy about that because I'm not. Right now, look, she's a selfish companion anyway, so I can understand why they bring her back because Rose Tyler would actually fit into this era. You look at how she treated Mickey, how she treated her mother, and how she went on. She would actually fit into this era because she kind of has a bit of a detest towards anybody that isn't the Doctor, especially men. So why not stick her in? She'll fit in perfect, actually. She'll fit in with the rest of the hate mob. So
I hope she don't bring it back because you know to say throwing all but the kitchen sink because you've got next week. Excuse me, the Master, Timeless Child, Dr. Ruth.
I'd rather Dr. Donna. Why not bring back make it make sense, Ian? Bring back the Dr. Donna.
Don't
Just bring back Donna.
don't ruin it. And also you got the fake Ireland, and it was the fake Ireland. Who destroyed Gallifrey? Oh, for God's sake, that's 60.
Someone said that Fake Ireland might be Mondas. What do you reckon?
No,
Could be
fake Ireland.
Mondas.
I heard fake Ireland is Gallifrey.
Could it be inside it could be Gallifrey, or could it be inside the Matrix?
65 minutes. By the way, Noel, it's 65 minutes long next week.
Oh, is it? Oh, Jesus, he's giving us an extra, what, 10 minutes? Wow. Thanks, Chibnall. And by the way, buddy, you've got an hour and 5 minutes, right, to actually figure this whole series out and get it out so it makes sense, mate. I don't see you doing it because I still don't know what's going on.
If for fuck's sake, if he had 10 hours, he still wouldn't be able to do it.
Jesus Christ, man. And you know what I did like? I will say the few positive things, right? I did like the return of the Jadoon. I thought there was no point to them, but when they actually came back, they were actually decent and added a little bit more to them. So I was okay with that. The Cybermen, I'm not a fan of them coming back, not in this way. Ian likes the lone Cyberman. I have to say, the lone Cyberman's starting to grate me up the wrong way now. I just think it's the voice. And the fact that half helmet is gone. They didn't need to. No, no, it's not.
Uh,
It's not working for me. But it'll be interesting to see what he does with the Cybermen next week, anyway. Because we didn't get to see them for long, and they weren't really doing that. I mean, the Cyber drone heads actually did more than the Cybermen actually did in that episode.
yeah.
And
I
why
sent
do
you
they
through on Facebook the thing I was telling you there a couple of minutes ago about Barman and his filming dates.
Right, I'll have a look now. Do you know what? It's great every time I do a live show, right? I've got loads of people actually sending me photographs now. So I have loads of photographs to actually show you now. New photographs as well. Do you know, I love the Doctor Who fandom. I love this side of the fandom, you know.
Like you wouldn't leave us.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? We get criticized. We don't love the show, right? We hate the show. We're a bunch of this, that, and the other, right? See these fans that go and research stuff, go and get articles, go and try find these pictures and stuff like that. They're true fans, right? They still care about the show. They just don't like the current iteration of the Doctor and the current era of the show. It doesn't mean that they hate the show. They still love the show, and they prove it. They prove it when they help YouTubers out like me, Gary, Doomcock, and all those other YouTubers. You'll see it. There's always a section of your live chat, and there's people out there willing to help your channel, willing to get your articles that you mightn't necessarily find. You know, I do my own research as well, and then I get articles sent to me as well that I wouldn't get here because of the EU censorship. And I'm able to get some articles out, and I throw them out on videos. That's why I throw them out on videos, because I know that people don't get all the articles all the time, and that's why I do it. And some of these photos, people won't see them because they don't go onto the Doctor Who forums anymore. So channels like mine, that throw out these photographs, give the fans a bit of a glimpse of what's going on with the era now, and then can make a comment. And yeah, let's see.
I've got a close up for you here. Look, Noel.
Oh wow! Look at the little circles. I want the discs back.
See,
Who
that's
wants
proper
the discs
detail in
back?
there. Character options wouldn't do that there. Never.
Right, I've got that clipboard that you've sent me. So what I'm going to do is, because it's a little bit blurry, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to edit the photograph while we're here now. I don't
Yeah,
mean
it's zoomed
edit.
in a wee bit.
I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust it. I'm not going to mess around with that. I should have reworded that, actually.
Actually, no. Sorry to interrupt you, Noel.
You're fine.
Talking about news and that, I can't. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say it at this moment in time.
Right.
On Wednesday, I should have some news on some new merchandise.
Ooh.
On
Nice.
some of the new Doctor Who stuff from Character Options, because today I had a chat to my friend who makes them, Al Dewar, who's the director of Character Options, on the phone.
Oh.
He doesn't tell me everything because he likes me to wait and see like everybody else. But a few things he was telling me, because I was texting him over the weekend at something somebody told me. And I said to him, "What's all this about then?" But yeah, there's something happening. I should know because I heard from the PR company today, and she said there should be another video released on Wednesday. So it will be official. The news. It's excites some, might not excite others, but there's something new coming as well from character. Did you collect character options?
I don't, Ian. I used to when I was younger, and then my father decided to clear out the house, and I came home one day as a lonely child and discovered that my Tardis playset was gone, and I have not forgive my father since for it.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. Well, there will be some stuff. I have another old item to show you both. All of you, actually, not both.
I did collect all the Sonics from Character Options, and they're somewhere in the house, and I need to hope them out because I know they're in the house somewhere. I just need to go and actually find them.
Luke, we are all very scared about the finale, my friend, and that is Jigsaw. Oh no, QA. See, we didn't get any of that stuff here. Did you get that up north, Marty? Yeah.
No, well, see, Jigsaw's. I've never seen any Jigsaws for Doctor Who that I can remember, anyway.
Yeah, because we didn't get any down
Well,
here.
I got this. Yeah, I
We
got this off
any,
eBay. The packaging is around because I got it off eBay a few years back, but it was didn't cost me much. But yeah, I had one of these as a kid. But
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
I
It
love
is,
that. I do love these jigsaws, and I love this publicity for Day of the Daleks here. Pertwee and the Ogrons.
Yeah, did you ever collect any of the Universal Sonic remotes, the Sonic Screwdriver remotes? No,
No, because I thought, well, no, but well, I couldn't afford them because they are expensive.
they are. They are very expensive, especially now if you wanted to buy a second-hand one. The prices for them on eBay are a joke.
Well, I got to review a couple of years back. It's what I call the Sonic dildo. And then I got it's on my YouTube channel. I did a recent review, and then recently I got a few weeks back an updated version of it.
yeah, you know those. Yeah, it's got more better. It's better light, doesn't it? And
Yeah,
more.
and then I got, and then mine had a fault in it, so they sent me another one. So I end up with these dildos. I really do not like that one. My favourite two Sonics are, of course, Tom Baker's, because I grew up with that one, and I
Yeah,
have to say Capaldi's one. I really there's something about that one. It looks really like tech, alien tech.
it's very. It works well with the. You can tell like it came out of the Tardis. That Sonic,
Yeah.
like you just know. And even you could argue Matt Smith's one was the same. Like it was sort of designed around the TARDIS, but uh, my favorite would probably be Tennant's. The Tennant's one, not the character options, Tennant's one, but the actual, you know, I think the most accurate one they've got is the actual one that they made for the Universal Sonic remote, and I'm dying to get my hands on it.
Ah,
They're very expensive though. I've seen one of those Sonic Universal remotes. They have
Yeah.
a Peter Capaldi one as well and a Matt Smith one. Jesus Christ, man, they are really expensive. Now
I seen one for 700 quid.
I seen them in Forbidden Planet. Now the interesting thing though would be that was a couple of years back, and you know I have been in Forbidden Planet, but I haven't actually specifically been looking for them. I've been looking for any merchandise got to do with this abomination, and as you can probably guess, nothing. But they are now Forbidden Planet. I don't know if they are in Ireland, but I do know Forbidden Planet now are doing Doctor Who 13 Doctor T-shirts with the rainbow on them and stuff. And
I'm actually going to Belfast this Saturday, so I must call into the Forbidden Planet in Victoria Square and take a couple of photos and let you know what's up there.
yeah, man, yeah, that'd be brilliant. Right, I have this to show you. Right, so you will see on this, you will see Marty's original, and actually, maybe I should, yeah. Right, I'll do this. Yeah, so you'll see Marty's original, and then you'll see the one where I tried to jazz it up a bit. But you can definitely see even on Marty's one that it says July.
Yes,
So
the 26th of July.
So he definitely filmed something in July, right? So he's back, you know. But that was the rumored Dalek special, by the way, Marty. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? That was supposed to be around the time. So there you go. I don't know if you can see that, but there it's 16th of July. Can you actually see that?
hang on. Yeah, I can. I can't see what date is on it. I see Doctor Who, but I don't see what date.
Right, so under here you can see the 1, the 6, and
Yeah.
that's a July, July. So that's the 6th.
Ah,
Now I'll show you my version. So that's Marty's and there's mine. So you can see it clearer there. So you can
Yeah.
definitely see the 16th and there's July there. So he filmed his scene on the 16th of July. Now that would have been around about the time, if I remember correctly, that Billy Piper also had come out with that stuff, and then she backtracked I've
Yeah.
got a funny. I'm sorry. I tend to. Do you know what? This time IMDb could be right, and I actually think that Rose Tyler, unfortunately, is showing up next week. Look, Chris Chibnall is doing this to give it some impact. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't show up until right till the end of the episode, and then he leaves it on a cliffhanger or something. That's how we'll do it, or it'll be a flashback. But he had to bring her back, obviously, to film the scene. She's probably not even in the episode at all. It's probably a Jodie Whittaker dream sequence because remember, the master has her tied up or something, and he's like about to tell her, "This is gonna hurt. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you the truth." So he probably shows Rose Tyler to the doctor in that flashback. So we probably won't even get her in the episode, but as a flashback, we've got a $5 super chat by Casey. And says, seeing all this cool stuff makes me sad for what's going on now. I know that's why they bring in on Ian cheers everybody up when he brings when he shows us some of his stuff. Have you any other items there, Ian, you would like to show us, mate?
Or anyone? Well, what I thought to make it easier is if anyone has a particular favourite episode or story, and I could show them a figure from it, or yourself know, because I was going to ask you. I don't even know what is your favourite story.
Right, I have several, but right, hold on, right. In New Who, for me, it has to be Heaven Sent. That's my favorite episode of New Who. That, Midnight, and Turn Left. In Classic Who, it's Pyramids of Mars, Inferno, and Genesis of the Daleks. And I obviously love the Five Doctors as well. But there's so many great classic stories
Yeah.
as well. Well, if I wanted to see I would probably choose Pyramids of Mars because I do love that episode, and I haven't seen much merchandise for Pyramids.
If you hang on there, mister, I can enlighten you, as they say.
Thank
Just
you.
don't put these oldie ones back, and I shall go and
No, but seriously, yeah, look, listen, anybody that, while Ian is doing that, anybody that knows me will tell you, even on Facebook, people ask me what my favourite episodes are. I have a soft spot for Pyramids of Mars. Now,
I do. I love it too.
yeah, so I have such a soft spot now that I watch everything that goes with it. So I watch the behind the scenes, the documentaries. Now, the interesting thing in this, right, is you get little snippets, right, and you get how these people, how the relationships worked between these people. And Sarah Jane's character, as you know, never fired a gun, but in Pyramids of Mars, she did. Now, herself and Tom Baker had a problem with it, but the director, what was her name? She was
I'll look it up.
Marty will look it. But anyway, the director was like, she was like, no, this is the way it's gonna go. By the way, the new fans talk about diversity, female director, by the way. Talking about they were had a problem. Tom Baker says that Sarah Jane would never fire a gun, and but this director was adamant that was going to happen. So the first time you actually see Sarah Jane fire a gun is in Pyramids of Mars, and it wasn't even supposed to happen.
You would think it's a man, but Paddy Russell is the name
No,
of her.
it's girl that she has a boy's name.
Aye, Paddy Russell.
Paddy Russell. She's a female. Who just has a man's name, which is deadly. That was back in the day when it wasn't about all this fucking crap that's going on now. Just
45 years ago.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great little story. I love it. I love Zootech. That everybody has asked me if you want a classic villain back, who would you like back? Personally, myself, that's my villain. I want Zootech back because Zootech, even at the end of the episode, it was left open that he could come back. Because if you listen to Tom Baker's words very carefully right at the end, because Sarah Jane, I think, asks him, "Is he dead?" And he goes, he's far away," or some mad crap like that. It wasn't that. Yeah, he's definitively dead. I don't know. It was like basically it could be, but I'm not 100% sure. So there's always a possibility that Zootech could come back, and not in this era, not under Chibnall.
No.
But yeah, that's what I would look personally. So
Omega, I'd love to see too.
Right, Noel, are you ready?
I am indeed. I'm now. This is where I'm gonna be.
Don't
Right.
faint now, because I have at least 6 figures here.
Oh Jesus! Right, go on.
So you'll know that. Look at that.
Oh, the truth, oh, that is deadly. Does it open up? Please tell me it opens up and it has
It
a mummy
does.
inside it.
No, I can't get the money. I'll open it up. It does open up. It just takes me a minute to.
All right, no,
Cross your hands across your chest and it'll open up.
It's all right. You don't have to do it. It's grand. It's grand.
No, it does open. It opens. There's a reason. There we go. Look.
There you got it. Oh, it's got a hologram on it.
You know, like the time vortex thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, that is brilliant. Oh, you just don't know what. Oh, damn, they don't do this stuff in Ireland.
Just look at the detail on that. Look at that.
Yeah, and then you look at the detail on the stuff that they throw out now. It's actually quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah. Then we have look.
Oh, he has
No, look at that eyes.
Oh, you little. Oh my God, the eyes and all. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Do you know what? Even back in the day, they actually cared about the merchandise that you were making. Like, not only Doctor Who, though, but I mean, other TV shows and other movies, they really put effort into the merchandise. And you look at merchandise now, and it's like they'll just throw any old crap out to sell it. But this is top quality right here. Thanks for showing me that Zootech.
I'm not done yet. No, look.
No, but I'm just. Oh, for God's sake. Oh. And he was hired because he was a voice actor, wasn't he? The guy that played Zootech. I always forget his name.
Gabriel Wolf.
But he was hired because of his voice.
Yeah. And then he also returned.
Gabriel Wolf.
Yeah, he
James-
was real.
he replayed the devil creature in Satan's Pit.
Oh, Satan's Pit, that's the one.
And then we have now you recognise that, Noel? Look.
Ah, is that the Tom Baker mummy though? Or is
Yeah.
that
To Mars.
Ah.
And look, it's got his thing on the back as well, look.
That's brilliant.
And then do you remember there was another one, Horus's mummy?
Yeah. Oh my nice. See what I mean? Look, they don't make stuff like this anymore. BBC, you know what? I just want to say to you personally, you are a bunch of idiots. Look at this. I buy this stuff now if you read it. I would actually
This came out good a few years ago now. They're really well done and made. And then I have one more to show you. Now, remember the main character in it, the human bloke who was taken over by Sutek, the professor in Pyramids of Mars, Noel.
What? Professor Scarrowman's bro. Oh, what was his name?
Scarman.
Yeah, Scarman.
Marcus Scarman.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Have you got his brother as well?
No, they didn't do his brother.
Oh.
They did these over 2 sets.
Well, his brother died a horrible death in that. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Marcus Scarman's brother, he died.
There also is I should have brought them out. There is accessories that came with it. You know, there's the coffee. You know the little mummy cylinders.
Yeah.
The thing.
Force field. Yeah. What about
that was it. And also, and then you know, just at the very end, if I hope this works. Yeah, you know, at the very end when Dharma says I'm free, and then his head changes into the Sutek. Look at that, then.
Oh my God!
It's supposed to be.
It's interchangeable, is it?
Yeah, that's what it's for, because the head comes off, and you put that one on.
Oh, for God! Oh man!
Brilliant,
isn't it, Marty? I put the camera on, but you know, I had a shower and I didn't even bother like combing my hair properly and stuff. But I tell you, I'd love you to see my face right now. No, it's no seriously, man. After last night, right? I wasn't even angry last night. I was just like, you know, I don't know how I feel anymore.
Just disappointed.
Yeah, but now you should see the smile on me face. Oh man, that is brilliant. Is that them all the pieces you have for me for that episode? Yeah, that's
Yep.
what you should
Want
say.
to pick another one?
Oh,
Marty, have you got one? It's Marty.
I haven't, well, for stories,
yeah. What's your favorite story? You need.
I was going to say the exact same as you, Pyramids of Mars, but I'm trying to think.
I like Genesis as well, by the way. If you have
No.
the Genesis of the Daleks, that's not
I've,
Ross and other stuff.
Yeah, I've showed you Davros before. I can get Davros for you.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You've already showed us that. Is there any other merchandise that you have from that episode? That's
Not from Genesis. You've seen them all from Genesis, apart from the Doctor himself, though, Tom Baker.
let me see. Inferno. Nothing from Inferno.
No. I haven't done anything from Inferno.
Right.
was there anything for the Three Doctors?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
good choice, Marty.
I like the Three Doctors.
Right.
Right.
While he's gone off to get his stuff with the Three Doctors, Marty, yeah, the Three Doctors interesting actually. I actually did a video one time because obviously when you bought the DVDs years ago, they're great. They actually screenshots of scripts, and there was a script. There was going to be another multi-doctor story originally to the one that we actually got. They were going to do something completely different. I think it was called. Was it called this? I think it was called the. I think it was originally called the Three. Yeah, I think it was called the Three Doctors. Then they did the Two Doctors and the Five Doctors, or it was either Seven Doctors they were going to do. Oh no, it wasn't seven because we weren't that far. Oh, what was it? It was on. What disc was it on? I have to fish it out. I think it might be on me Five Doctors DVD, the special edition. I'll have to check it out for you and get those screenshots again. Actually,
I just know, I think the episode's great. I think Troughton and Pertwee bounce off each other well. It's a shame Hartnell wasn't in the best of health at the time. It would have been great to have seen him there in the TARDIS with them. I think that TARDIS was the best that John Pertwee had. Why they didn't keep that interior after, I just do not know.
I know there's a multi-doctor story that never happened. Because it came up because I was surprised it came up on this DVD I was watching. I'm just trying to see if it mentions it on YouTube.
Just thinking about Pertwee, do you think that his son would do a good job if he was asked to play him?
Well, he's come out and said he won't play him. Do I think he could? He probably could do his dad, but as he said himself, he'd rather if he was gonna do something in Doctor Who, he'd like to come in as maybe a character, a villain, or maybe someone that's connected to his dad's Doctor, but not necessarily his dad's Doctor. He doesn't want to play.
He just want to sort of get it wrong or disrespect it. He would actually make a good Doctor in his own right too.
Well, he would, but he'd be too similar to his dad, so I don't know if could fans really.
I seen an article there. Just someone wrote his son isn't tall enough. I just clicked in my head. I seen the article, and it was the Daily Express today where they do an interview with David Tennant's son, and he said that he wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah, but the problem is he's not male. He's not female, so he's not going to get. Sorry, mate. Your dream is already dashed there because
we may wait until some of David Tennant's daughters gets up.
So as I said, Matthew Dale, that actor from Robots of Sherwood, has agreed to do an interview. I'm still, maybe it is a little bit of paranoia. It's just someone threw out there that you know, because the guy that set up the interview, I was told, was a bit of a troll, but then he ends up on someone else's podcast, and I'm like, is that someone just playing mind games with me? Because the actor has actually texted me back several times. Uh, Actually, Ian, you might know because you know
So-
you Matthew Dale, the actor from Robots of Sherwood.
Oh, yeah, she mentioned that before, didn't you?
He's had to get him back in touch with me again. Now, as I said, his Facebook page looks legit. His Twitter account does actually look legit. And I actually did contact them myself privately. I didn't rely on your man that originally set it up because I thought there might be something. But he did get back to me and he said that it is really him and he wants to come on. So, yeah, we've got Matthew Dale, he would like to come on to be interviewed. So if you have any questions for him, Robots of Sherwood, I'll let you know obviously when we're bringing him on. But we'll give you a while now to think of some questions if you have any questions for him. Ian, I might bring you on that night as well if you're available.
Okay.
It'd probably be nice to have the two-time world record holder merchandise
Right.
along with an actor that's actually been on the show. So if you're available for that, we'll arrange it anyway
Yeah.
and see what happens. Right, go on. I already see. I think you have. I thought I seen a Zygon.
No,
Oh,
the Jail Guard, 3 doctors. Marty?
Haha, very good.
I saw only the top of the head, and I thought there for a minute because you had it down lower. I thought, oh, I think he has a Zygon, and he's
But look, if I put my phone into it, look, there's a hole in the bottom, but if you put a light onto it, look at that.
That's brilliant.
Would you not get one of those little Christmas lights that you could buy, the cheap ones, you know?
And the candle light ones. Yeah, I have them. Well, mine's they're all packed away for Christmas.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be powerful enough. See,
Um,
let me just try and see if I can make a bit of.
Oh no, we could see it. We could see it. It's glowing. It's glowing. Yeah, we can see it.
Right.
That's pretty good, isn't it, Marty?
Yeah.
I have more from that story, and then I will have to bid you all a farewell tonight. The original, you might say, from the 3 doctors. Look at him. Just look at that lightness now. Look at that lightness. Look at that.
The man
Very
that
accurate.
started it all off, guys, and the guys, and this is what Shibnall wants to kind of destroy, or we think he's going to destroy. And it's not just his legacy. Remember, it's every other actor that took that role, that took that name, Doctor Who, and went. There's Troughton.
Cosby Cobo.
Oh my God! And obviously you've got Pertwee as well.
Of course. Hang on, Pertwee's going to lose his Sonic, which we shouldn't.
No, I have to admit, I like Pertwee's costume. I love that James Bond look that he has.
Oh yes, very. It suits him though. It's just down to him. Look at there.
Yeah.
Look at the 3 of them. No one's thinking that figure.
That is oh my God, the detail on that is amazing as well, isn't it?
Look at the Sonic. Look at the Sonic is accurate.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. There is. I know.
Where did you get those figures?
No, it is heartbreaking, mate.
This came out in about 2011. This one and this one in a box set of 11 Doctor figures.
Oh.
And then they did this one a couple of in 2013 with the Toys R Us exclusive. No, it was after 2013. It was 13 Doctor box set, well before Jodie Whittaker was even thought of on the scene, because that character that came with the War Doctor as well. You see. So
just one final question before you do leave. Do you buy as much merchandise as you used to, or does it depend? I think the question I'm trying to ask you is, does it depend? Does it impact on you buying merchandise the era that's actually currently going in the show? So, for example, this era is very divisive with fans. So,
I don't buy anything.
You're getting merchandise for the show now, or would you still get it because you collect the merchandise? Do you get me?
Well, this is where I've had the Jodie bots attack me on Twitter and on YouTube and on Facebook about it because Ivy sent them to review them. Now, even before I sent figures to review, I got the Sonic Screwdriver to review, but I bought the figure of 13 Jodie Whittaker anyway, and I did buy the 10-inch one because she is the Doctor, whether I like it or not, as the Sixth Doctor said. But yeah, I wanted her. But I got an extra Christmas present from a friend, a board game which features only New Who Doctors, and she's on the cover, and it is a terrible game because myself and a friend tried to play it, and it was boring. So I did buy the annual because I collect all the annuals. I'm missing one, but I collect them all. So regardless who's on it, I collect them anyway. Apart from that, I don't buy any mugs, t-shirts, anything with her on it. No, I would not. Anyway, I have one more to show you. Here you go. Who's the main baddie in Three Doctors? No, if you know, just wondering if you remember.
The main baddie in the Three Doctors.
Yeah.
It was
I know who it is.
it was. Come on, Noel. You can do this now, Dad. No, you can do this. The main. No, no. Three Doctors.
Marty, give him a clue. Give him a clue. Don't tell him what it is. Give him a clue, though.
Oh,
No, I don't want a clue.
You don't want a clue.
I don't want a clue. I'm going to say, oh no, the Three Doctors. It was Omega. No. Yeah. No. Oh, I'm going to say Omega.
Yes.
Yep.
Look.
The detail on that's deadly.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
And if I'm not mistaken, look, the head does come off, you see, like in the show.
Uh-huh.
When they lift his head off, look.
Yeah. How was that explained again? Because I remember when they took the tree. I don't know. Troughton's doctor explained it. But when they're standing there and he tries to take his helmet off, and there's obviously nothing there. What was the explanation again?
It
He's
was,
been there that long, hasn't he?
he'd been there so long. Sorry, Marty. As you said, I was just going to say he was going to. Yeah, as you said, he'd been there so long. The what was it? Not the time stream.
The antimatter had consumed him because he was from our universe and he'd been there that long that there was nothing left.
Oh, it was something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So not the two of them meet.
We could get those figures to be in the new Doctor Who series 13, and people would just watch them on the screen, and it was getting obvious.
But yeah, because it was because it was the antimatter that corroded him, and he only existed because his will allowed him to exist. So when he started to learn, so if my will allows me to exist, then my will is to destroy. And then he goes in a raving bonkers. He goes. So that's what it was. Yes, they did explain things in the day.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Apparently, Chibnall's supposed to be bringing Omega back. So how the fuck is he going to explain that?
But again, sorry, it's
it must be before the events of the Three Doctors then.
Bob Baker owns the right to Omega. So unless he's cleared it with him, he can't bring it back. Because the BBC might say, yeah, that's the Omega, that design, or the one in the Ark of Infinity. They cannot bring back the character without permission.
Oh, yeah, because Super John is right. Yeah, not made the Ark of Infinity Omega yet.
No.
At least
like
things were explained.
What do you think of the Ark of Infinity, by the way? I like that one a lot.
I haven't seen much of it.
It's where it's set in Amsterdam as well. Actually,
I must actually go and watch it.
it's quite good because the effect of Omega before you knew him is a different costume, and I like that costume as well. Well done because he appears because he's from an antimatter universe. He appears in negative form. It is quite. I think it's quite a good episode.
Actually, Colin's at the saying there. He'd have to use the Omega from the creation of the Time Lords.
Yeah, but again, character. If it's supposed to be the same character as this one, not necessarily the design.
I get you. It's still the same character. So, and
So
as
the
much
BBC,
as
so the BBC could use that or the one from Ark Infinity, the design. They can't use the character without saying it's Omega because then for they breach of copyright. Same as the Daleks, you know, they have to always make sure that Terry Nation's estate is happy with that because there was a case point in the 70s when I think it was Day of the Daleks, where Terry Nation agent said, "Yeah, you've done a Dalek story, but you didn't bother to tell us. We didn't check with us because they have to. Everything has to go through them. I'm
yeah,
not sure what the arrangement is now. I would assume it's similar because you can't do anything with the Daleks without permission from the estate of Terry Nation. Because here's a fact for you. You know the 1993 special Dimensions in Time, where you know when they were Who Meets EastEnders,
Yeah.
they wanted to use a Dalek. Remember, no one paid any money for that story because they all gave their time for charity. Because it was going to be for free, Terry Nation refused,
wow.
and that's true. Because there is a picture of a Dalek outside the Queen Vic with all the monsters, a publicity shot, but online, but not the actual story. Not some, it was not allowed in the story. That's why you had the Cybermen.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you
Here,
go. 5.5 scale in Doctor Electronic. Let's see how much they're selling this. You can get it off Forbidden Planet or character online. There it is there, and you can obviously see in the inside of it there.
Just no, the inside they've put in themselves. It's just an empty box. Remember.
Yeah, I know. But
Okay,
I would buy it myself personally, right? But I wouldn't have the doors open. I liked the outside of this new TARDIS. I have to say I do. I'm
I
not going
do too.
right? It is a good TARDIS design, and anybody that says it's not on the outside, well, then there must be something wrong with you, really, because that is pretty cool.
Well,
right?
I said to Al today, who made that. I said to him, if you compare it, it's very much well, not the actual real prop, but that TARDIS model is very much reminiscent of a Hartnell one as well. When you look
yeah.
it up, but yeah, I know R535. Maybe next week, finale will feature a horde of things. Thank you.
Here, guys.
There's a Graham. If you want a Graham, if you want to call him Graham, there's a Graham.
One of them.
Here's his face. There's not much detail. Does that look like Bradley Welch?
It does. Remember, it's a bit overlit. They overlight the pictures. They overlit the pictures when they do the publicity ones. They don't know
and there's the rest of them. So you've got your female Dalek, you've got your Jodie Whittaker, you've got your Graham over.
Dalek. Wasn't really. It was.
Yeah, I call it the Renner. There it is. The Renner Resistance Dalek or whatever.
Here, guys. I'm gonna head off here. I have to be up there.
No, I just want to say thank you very much for having me again.
No problem, man.
Same here too. Thanks.
Nice to chat to you, Marty, again.
Yeah, good chatting to you.
Take care and ignore any idiots that disagree with you. I can't just say people agree to disagree. It's as simple as that. There's no need for any arguing.
That's it, Ian. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget.
Good night from him.
All right, good night.
Thank you for showing us that merchandise as well. Really appreciate it. And Marty, thank you for coming on again. Folks, I'm going to stay with you
Nice,
for
DJ Campbell.
well, thanks, lads, for coming on. Really appreciate it. Thanks again, Ian, for showing that epic stuff.
Next time, think of some more stories, Noel.
I will indeed. I will indeed.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Marty.
Good night, Marty.
Good night.
Now, guys, right, let's continue on with this little hunt for a minute. So this is an exclusive Jodie Whittaker doll. It's valued above £15, and it doesn't even look like her. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god, even with the light up or down, that just looks no. I mean, look how cheap it looks anyway. Right. By the way, might I add that BBC have been lecturing us about plastic? Yes. So when you're sending in your emails, right, why don't you just take a screenshot of this doll right here now? You can clearly see it's made from plastic, and say, well, if you're going to lecture the British public and and basically the whole fandom about plastic, well, then you shouldn't be producing shit like this. You know? You know, it's funny, isn't it? They lecture us and they're making crap like this. Let's see what else they have. Right, so there's that doll that we just showed you. There's one without the jacket. All right, let's see. Let's see what she looks like without the jacket. This is available to order in these usual places. There, it's made from plastic. Look, made of plastic. These are the same people that lectured its fans, right? Lectured its fans on the dangers of plastic, and they're producing crap like this. Look at how cheap that looks. Look, it's just thrown together. It's a piece of crap, and they have the gall to actually lecture us about plastic, and they're producing this crap. There you go. It's in black and white there, made of plastic. That is a waste of plastic. So when you're composing an email, remember, take a screenshot. I'll leave that there for a second. Let some of you, actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that myself as well. Because I'll tell you why. BBC think they're being smart with their replies, right? And kind of dismissing fans, right? This is the kind of stuff I'm going to get them on, right? So your Jodie Whittaker doll is made of plastic, right? I'd like to see you explain this crap, right? Lecturing your audience about plastic, yeah? And then they lecture the audience on climate change. Remember that, right? And they've been flying to all these different exotic locations. What's the story with our carbon footprint there? You know, again, other examples like that give. They're the perfect examples. They can't fight back to these arguments because they're solid arguments. They lecture their public about plastic, cheap plastic, right? Then lecturers about climate change, and are flying around different locations. Now, this one is actually better detail because it's obviously big finish, and it's unveiled. Character options are always decent enough, as everybody has said. I absolutely love that. Now, that's the kind of stuff I'd buy. But look how well put together that is compared to the Jodie Whittaker one. Isn't it startling? Look, though. It is very startling. They just thrown together cheap plastic with the other ones. This, you can see that they took their time and effort into creating something decent there. And there is, look at that. That is absolute, and it was a special release as well. Right? That's the kind of stuff you should be wasting your plastic on. Not this crap here. Right? Then they've got an 8 Doctor. They've also got the big finish 7th Doctor. It was a special collection. I don't know if they're still available. And then you've obviously got your figures there of classic Doctors and stuff. But as you can see, we're gone into the classic stuff now, and there's not much of the Jodie Whittaker stuff being produced on this when it comes to the figures and stuff, you know. So there you go. Again, look at the great detail And look at how well put together they are, unlike Jodie Whittaker's. Look. Right? So when you're making your point in your case, I hope you. I'll put it back up on the screen. I really want you to actually, you know, some of you are on Twitter and some of you are on Facebook, just to make the point. They talk to us about plastic, right? They lectured the audience. There you go. I'm just going to leave it up on the screen there for a second, right? Where it gives the actual it gives you all the details, right? So I'll give you a couple of a minute there just to screenshot it, and then I'll move it up then for 30 seconds, and you can take a picture of that horrendous looking doll, right? And then bombard the BBC on Twitter and on their Facebook group and make the point. You lecture the audience about plastic, but you're producing this crap, and it's for ages 5 and plus. What kid is going to buy that crap? Right, so hopefully you have taken these as screenshots. Right, there you go. We'll just throw up that stupid doll there. Right, I won't throw up the one with the coat, because it's the same thing. But you can see it. Look at even the gap. Look at the way it's made. See, completely different, cheap. You can see the difference between the quality. This is cheap. Now I know people will say they're made by different companies. It's not the point. It's still cheap. It's not. Nobody's going to buy this. This is going to end up in a skip, remember. Nobody gives a crap about a female doctor. It's already been proven. The ratings prove this. Nobody wants this. They've rejected it. So they're wasting plastic. And that's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that they're actually producing. Did I get another super chat there and I never read it out? Yeah. I did. So Casey says again, if BBC cares so much, a $5 super chat. If BBC cares so much, they should start by recycling that doll. Spot on. I agree with you, and I know it sounds funny, but you're right. I agree with you. Absolutely. But you see, again, these are the points that I want you to make when you are sending the email. And even if you have to send them a screenshot or send a little attachment along with your email, you're making your point. They lecture the public about the dangers of plastic, right? And they produce garbage like that. They lecture the public about climate change, but yeah, flew around while making this serious for 2 series now, right? 2. Right? They've been flying all over the world. Well, they're not really looking after their carbon footprint. Not that I believe in climate change myself, but if you're going to be preaching to the audience, right, and you're going to actually tell them the dangers of climate change and that we're all horrible and that we should actually make a difference, well, shouldn't you be setting the example yourself, you idiots? You know? Are the BBC a bunch of fools? They should be setting the example themselves. Right? So, I know they're dismissing emails, but if you go at it, and this is why I've been saying for the last couple of days, we're changing tact a little bit because we can see they're getting annoyed now, but they are inundated with emails. It's proven, people have shown proof that they're not getting any more responses from the emails because BBC have gotten so much. What we wanted to achieve in our campaign to get the BBC to listen, we don't know if that has fully succeeded, but we have succeeded in sending those emails. And it's worked because they're inundated. So now it's time for the second wave, right? We've got a whole week now. We've got 6 days now until Sunday, right? And now for the next 6 days, we change tactic now with the emails. You talk about the plastic. You talk about, as I said, climate change and the way they've been handling it themselves, right? You switch the argument, you turn the argument on its head and you turn it back on them, right? When you're composing your email, you give them no chance to give back a smart arse answer like they have been given, right? I'm sorry, because the response that they're getting is basically Well, we know with a show that has a history as long as it and as big as it is, that's the excuse that they use because it's a big show and it has a wide audience. It's going to be very hard to please everybody in the fandom. That is bullshit. RTD was able to please most fans, and I think Moffat, even though he was decisive near the end, divisive, people will say that he managed to keep most of this fandom together. So I'm sorry. That again, it's more bull, and it just annoys me. You know, it's like this is the way we go at it now, right? You talk about the things that they're preaching to us, you turn it. They can't then see. Then their response will be a little bit more serious. They'll have to respond, right? Because obviously you'll tick that box. You want the response, but it won't be like the typical email that they've been receiving about the bad acting. This time you're going at it from a different whole direction, and you're calling them out on their hypocrisy, right? Hypocrisy. So they tell lecturers about exactly, there you go, climate change lecture BBC, then flying the crew to South Africa and back. But they didn't even just go to South Africa. They went to now we don't know if they actually filmed in Ireland, but we'll leave Ireland out. But they did film in if I'm right, correct in saying Geneva. They filmed in France. They filmed in where else did they film in? They filmed in loads of different locations. From South Africa, obviously, was Bolivia, I think, at one stage. The ancient Aleppo. So where's Aleppo again? Like, do you know what? Syria. They went to Syria. Whether they did go to Syria or not, but they did put Syria up on the screen. But they flew to all these different locations and also filmed in Wales. Right, and then they want to lecture the audience about climate change, and they're not even looking how much of a carbon footprint they're actually leaving themselves. This is how we go at it. This is how you get them. This is how the BBC can't come back with a contrived, automated response, or the same generic response that they're giving to fans. They can't respond like that to these accusations, because what you are telling the actual BBC are facts. You are giving them facts, and it's very hard to actually come up with an answer when you throw facts at someone. So just as I said, don't be focusing on the diversity or the writing. Focus about the things that they have actually put in the show that haven't been handled well. As I said, the mental health issues. As I said, the way they have dismissed cancer on the show, the climate change hypocrisy from the BBC, and the plastic that they use in their shitty Jodie Whittaker dolls and all the other merchandise for this series, right? That's what you get them on, and that's how we beat these people. They're not getting to listen for a minute, right? I've seen a lot of Doctor Who fans being disheartened the last couple of days, and you know what? I can understand that, and I do. But as I said, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to fight, even though I am disheartened myself sometimes. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep fighting the fight, right? Until that man, Chris Chibnall, is removed, I'm not going anywhere. And we should keep doing what we're doing. Right? The BBC right now have so many emails that they've told fans now they're giving the same generic response. That should be all the proof that everybody needs that it's working. Once they start giving generic responses like that, you know you're making a difference. So keep it up, but go at it from that angle now, and we'll see what happens. Look, we're not giving up. We're not giving up, and neither should you. And I ask you to not give up. Because, you know, as we said, we go down fighting anyway. I want the BBC to know, I want Chris Chibnall to know that this side of the fandom is not going away, and this side of the fandom is going to do everything in its power to protect the show that they love. I'm going nowhere. So just keep doing what you are doing. You have been doing a great job, and I'm proud of every single person that has sent an email. If you still haven't, for any reason, whatever that reason is, I understand, I really do. But we've got 6 days now obviously after that serious review happens, we just want to put it in BBC's heads, you know, and make sure that they're aware that this fandom is not giving up. Now, on my community posts, I asked people to actually post some complaints of the show. So I was going to put them in video form and put them up on Twitter. I've received over 20 comments, so I will be putting them in video form. They will be going up on BBC America and Doctor Who UK on Twitter and on Facebook. I'm going to show them that fans in this fandom are not happy with this show, because if they think they're going to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, they've got another thing coming to them, right? The fandom in this fandom have spoken, right? The ratings are down again, right? So these idiots at BBC, right? Our time is running out, and it is running out. And, you know, this is a train wreck, and you won't admit that to yourselves. That's fine. But you know what? Rather than be proud and rather than not admit that you have made a mistake, just make the changes, and nobody in this fandom will say, you know, once you get the right jigsaw pieces in place and you produce us a show that's worthy of the name Doctor Who, I guarantee you, even those fans that have said that they won't come back, some of them will. If you produce good enough Doctor Who and produce us a show that deserves that title name again, and give it to an actor and a showrunner that can actually bring this show forward and bring it into the new age, but at the same time not alienate all its older fans as well as the newer fans, because you don't want to alienate the newer fans either. Not all of them are a bunch of idiots. It's only a small minority of them. The rest of them just want good Doctor Who just as much as we do. Some aren't as critical, but will watch it. You know what I mean? So I have no problem with those fans, but you'll win all the fans over. But you're not going to win any fans over if you continue with Chibnall and his writing team. And as I said, you could bring back Rose Tyler if you want to. You could bring back Arthur Duval, Amy Pond. You could bring them all back. Clara, you could bring them all back. Do you know what? You could have a Series 13 full of member berries, right? And you're still not going to get this show back to where it needs to be. So now, they either do, no, but this is what BBC will do, CJ Campbell, because you make a good point. They are shocked. They are shocked. And I've been telling people for this for weeks. And the reason why I know this is because I've only said it a few times on this channel, but I deal in source information, as you know, right? But I also have people, let's just say, that that have worked for the BBC in the past, right? And they have told me the best ways to get you our emails across and these arguments across. Trust me, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that you haven't heard from that are actually really, really upset and really distraught at how bad Doctor Who has gone. Now, if Billie Piper was to come back, right, even though she's not my favorite character, right, if she's coming back because she genuinely wants to help the show, because she is working on another show. So this woman doesn't need work, right? So if she's coming back because she knows Doctor Who's in trouble. Just like John Barrowman came back because he knows Doctor Who's in trouble. Right? This is, and the BBC, you know what? They're so stubborn. They're so stubborn that they just won't give in. They'd rather, it's like a football manager, right? It's like a club owner, right? And his manager is managing the team, right? And the results are going bad. But because you personally hired him yourself, right? You're like this. Well, I can't sack him because if I sack him, I'll be shown I got it wrong, and I can't be shown I got it wrong. And that's the attitude of the BBC. And I'm sorry, right? The time for blame is already gone. We already blame you anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. Even if you get rid of the doctor, it doesn't matter. People have been blaming you for 2 years for this anyway. So it doesn't make a difference. If you sack them, you'd actually get praise for it. We'd actually come out and say it's the best decision that you have made in 3 years, right, for this show, right? That's what we would be doing. We'd actually be praising you for actually having the balls to make the decision and get rid of Chris Chibnall and his team. Now, Piers Wenger, you're the man that can do this. You're the man that hired Chris Chibnall. Now, I don't care if you want to save face. I really don't, right? I just want the show back to where it should be. And yes, we want it to be able to reach out to every fan out there as possible. Of course we do. We would love Doctor Who to be the biggest show on the planet. Of course we would. We're Doctor Who fans. We want to see it to be as successful as it can be. But you do not alienate the fans that helped keep this show going for donkey's years when it was off air, and all those fans that have been with it from the beginning, and people that have grown up with it through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, like myself, all the way through up until now, right? You've alienated all of those fans. Now, you must make the decision that is the right decision. And I hope you do come to your senses, because you really need to get rid of this man. Look, and nobody's even going to say anything to you. If you get rid of them, you'll get praise too. Trust me. At this stage, all we want is to see our show saved and not to be hurt any more than what it is. And yes, some people will say, no, remember, it is just a TV show. And yes, you are right. It is just a TV show. But as I said, there is some of us out there, we do have an emotional attachment to it. So it is more than a TV show to me. And it is to other people as well. And that's not having a go at other people that just see it as a TV show. That's fine. That's fine. But I've gotten a lot of them. I'm emotionally invested in this show, and I have been. It came at a right time in my life. I've explained this plenty of times. So for me, it's more than a TV show. And to see the way it's being treated, it kills me. It hurts me. And do you think I like coming on ragging on about how bad Doctor Who is? No. And people are right. No, you should think in the terms, this isn't Doctor Who, but it has the name. That's the problem. It has the name Doctor Who. They're actually flogging this as Doctor Who. And I'm sorry, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to call it Doctor Who, well then, by God, it should be Doctor Who, right? It shouldn't be anything else pretending to be Doctor Who. It's like Star Trek Discovery as well. It's like Picard. It's like the Star Wars fans have been saying, just because you stick a name on something and you completely change it, don't make it the same show. These people are clueless though, and they won't listen to fans. But you know what? This is what I'm saying. That's why we don't give up, because we're going to make them listen this time, right? Fan power has worked before. Look, the recently as Sonic the Hedgehog, right? When everybody gave out stink about the design of Sonic, what did they do? They redesigned, right? And now that movie, even though I've been told, I haven't watched it myself yet, but even though I have been told it's not the greatest movie in the world, it's an enjoyable movie. But the fact that Hollywood or the people behind the movie actually listened, that movie has become a very successful movie. And why? Because the public will always go and watch a movie when the producers, the directors, the people that are behind it basically listen to the fans. And then, guess what? BBC decided to do their own little hit piece and decide, were those fans selfish? Were Sonic the Hedgehog's fans, do we have this self-entitlement? Do Star Wars fans have self-entitlement? Do Doctor Who fans have self-entitlement? Do Sonic the Hedgehog fans have self-entitlement? No, we don't. It's called, if you're going to put those characters on screen, characters that we've grown up to love, especially, if, like myself, I've played Sonic the Hedgehog. By the way, I have the games there, the original games there myself. I bought one of those things where it has all the games on it. I have a Sega one. I have the original Sonic games, right? But if you're going to do that character and put that character on the big screen. Well, I'm sorry, as a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, just like I am I'm more of a Super Mario fan, right? Now people say, "But you see the Super Mario?" Yeah, that was an abomination, but it's become a bit of a cult classic to me. But if you're going to do Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Well, then you're going to do it right, or you don't do it at all. So it's not self entitlement, BBC. It's like you don't fully understand where we're coming from. Uh, may I point out that you need us to buy your merchandise for your stupid product that you're actually calling Doctor Who. You know, you need fans to actually be watching, so it generates interest to buy that merchandise. Did you ever hear of that? No? Is that not how we do things anymore? No? Is losing money the new thing now? You aren't about making money anymore? Is it because you just get the license fee and you don't give a flying crap what you put out? So you are still making money either way, so you don't care. Well, you should, because you won't have any more. You won't have these shows around anymore. The two biggest IPs that you have, or that you have, or, well, not, I wouldn't call them as our biggest IP. Well, they still are because they sell, but they're not being watched. Uh, Top Gear and Doctor Who have suffered greatly, so much so that BBC Studios actually lost money because of it, because most of the revenue that BBC actually depend on is on their bigger IPs like Doctor Who and Top Gear, because they sell it all over the world. But when those IPs suffer, like Top Gear did when you sacked or you got rid of the three main presenters in Jeremy, James May, and I always forget the other guy, the hamster. They call him the hamster. What's his name? I forget. He's always in car crashes as well. He's a madman. But when you get rid of those three, right, the main presenters of Top Gear for donkey's years, because Jeremy bitch slapped an Irish fella because he got the wrong sandwich, and the Irish fella went off like a bitch and reported him. Whereas if that was any other Irish fella, he would have actually, if Jeremy bitch slapped him the way he did, he would have actually punched him back in the face, and that would have been the end of that. Right? So that's why Jeremy Clarkson was sacked. I'm not saying he shouldn't be going around slapping people, but at the end of the day, that was a grown man, right? Irish man, could have stood up for himself, but didn't, decided to go and bitch. And now that's why Top Gear is actually in trouble, because you got rid of them. And it's actually then no surprise that when they did their show on Amazon Prime, the Grand Tour, I actually love it. It did very well, and you know, no surprise, you get the presenters is what people were attracted to. Use idiots, not the actual. You see, this is what they don't get. They don't get that the reason why Top Gear was successful was because of James May, Richard Hammond, as someone has actually, thank you, and Jeremy Clarkson. Right, that was the draw for Top Gear. It wasn't just the cars, and they were the draw. Right, it's the same with Doctor Who. Right, the main character has to be the draw, and Jodie Whittaker is just not the big draw enough to draw in the audience. It's as simple as that. And again, when you change the gender of a show that's had when the lead has been always a male role, when then you go and change that on top of that as well, then you're not helping. That's why you lose money. Right? Because you think because it has the name enough is gonna get you the money. Right? You think because it has the name Top Gear and it has the name Star Wars, or you put Star Trek over Picard or whatever, or Discovery, and you call this abomination that we're watching now Doctor Who, right? You think because you put those names over those IPs that's going to be the draw. Well, no. The fans have actually proven on every single one of those franchises are actually not doing great at all. So, you know, you should be listening to the fans is my point. But this is why we're in the position that we're in. And as we said, all of us, I'm not being cocky here, but I said it last year, most of yous that were with me last year know this. Yous were with me, and some of yous even said it as well. You said because we were all speculating would Series 12 be an improvement, and you know, even though I was a bit optimistic at the start, you know, as the series came close, me optimism when I start finding out what they were planning on doing. And then, especially then, as you know, the big break that I got on this channel was when I got the Spyfall information. Now, accidentally, I was not supposed to actually put that information out into the public. I was supposed to keep that to myself. But obviously, when I received the information at the time, I wasn't told that. So normally when I'm not told, I throw the information up, but I threw the information up anyway. Within 2 hours of the video going up, and by the way, this video was actually heading towards some numbers before it was actually deleted. It was actually doing well. And it got delayed. Someone says, you do know that your video for Spyfall has been taken down. And I go, no. So I went in and I had a look and I took the screenshots. So, you know, it's when I got that and that came through, and trust me, I've never doubted the sources where I've gotten me information, but this was a relatively newer source. And of course, when you get different sources, you kind of have to be careful, you know, because you get some that'll pretend to be sources to, you know, you'll read out someone's information and then it turns out to be a crock of crap, even though you do say it's rumor and speculation. As you know, ourselves in this fandom, even though I have actually said Rory Pond or Rory Williams, wherever, which way you want to call him, is coming back. And I said it's rumor and speculation. You know, there'll still be people out there saying, oh, you're telling everybody Rory is coming back. I've said it's rumor and speculation, but as I said, you know, it's the more I hear, and now Series 12 is nearly over now. So the thing about it is now there'll probably be news filtering down of what's going to be happening with Series 13. So again, like Doctor, we will be on top of it. And any of the latest news that comes out will be on either of those two channels. I think Eddie was supposed to go live earlier today, and as far as I know, actually more than likely he has the same information, and he would have thrown that out today as well. So make sure you subscribe to his channel as well, their channel I should say, because there's a group of them there, because they will be breaking news as well. And as we always say on these channels, you know, Doomcock says it on his channel as well, because I see he's been getting a bit of grief off a troll, and so has Mecha Random. And I actually want to give those guys a shout out, because I actually sent a private message to YouTubers, as you know, and these guys have been kind enough to get back to me. So I want to give them a special shout out. Gary as well texted me again today. I have to say Gary has been very supportive these last couple of days, especially. He's been very, very busy, but I tell you, he's been on top of things lately, and he's actually said to me, I've been seeing what's going on, just to let you know we have your back. So I just want to give a big shout out to Gary, because, you know, it's because of guys like yourself, Ballstreck, Doomcock and stuff, you know, because I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos as well. And I have to give a special mention to Wingy Media as well. I think it's guys like yours actually that kind of gave me the confidence to keep kind of going on with this, because I wasn't sure whether to be doing videos. Because if you have watched the earlier videos, I'm not, you know, there's an improvement, let's just say, right? And I was using my phone for me early videos to be honest. It was actually weird the way I used to have it set up, but it worked. Um, but I just want to say thank you to those guys because, as I said, especially Ballstrek, Doomcock, and Gary, they have helped this channel a lot. So I owe them. So thank you, guys. We appreciate it. And, hopefully we can keep this fight going with the BBC. I need a stiff drink. Matthew, I think do you know what I was saying to Matrix Lord on his, by the way, I did a cast with Matrix Lord, I think at 5:30 this morning because I didn't go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep. But I was saying to Matrix Lord Jordan that, do you know what? Chris Chibnall said we needed a stiff drink. And I was thinking, well, maybe and I mean everybody that's legally able to drink, I was just thinking if we all got drunk and watched the first episode again, we might actually figure it out drunk, because sober, I don't know what the hell was going on. So maybe if we watch it drunk, in our distorted state, it might actually make sense. And there you go, Unknown289 has actually put up there in the live chat, the BBC Complaints Office. There you will find a link to send an email. Remember, tonight, as I said, and the last couple of days I've been saying, you've seen the stream, you've been watching me, so you know what to say in the email. They cannot dismiss those emails. They can't. I'm telling you, we're making a difference. BBC are even telling people that they're not going to be replying back. It's actually funny because, some people who are out there, as you know, are trying to say that me campaign's a bit of a waste of time. Well, it's not. It's working. And I don't care. I don't care what people think of me on the other side of the fandom anymore, to be quite honest with you. I've seen, apparently, look, I have to keep telling you, J-Bots, though, something, right? I have to keep telling you this, right? Listen, right? I'm not the head of the Not My Doctor movement. I didn't come up with that hashtag. I was a member of it like everybody was in the early days when it wasn't racist, sexist, and bigot, right? So don't be calling me one of this Not My Doctor lot, because I'm not, right? I'm not part of that, right? I don't agree with some of their tactics, and I don't agree with some of the comments that they made. And by the way, they have made some disgusting and vile comments actually about Sasha and Ruth, or Joe, I should say, that has even been highlighted in the national newspapers. So, and actually, Jodie Whittaker herself has actually even mentioned this, because the Not My Doctor movement is so notorious for its racist, sexist, bigot behavior. Now, I'm not saying all people connected to Not My Doctor are racist, sexist, bigots, but if I were you, I wouldn't be using that hashtag or a hashtag similar to it, because we were then we all decided as a fandom, if you all remember, to start using the hashtag Not My Doctor Who. And while that hashtag worked for a while, we were still getting attacked. Every time that hashtag, they seen that hashtag in a comment, they were calling us sexist, racist, and stuff. Now, that's why I've encouraged people to use different hashtags. Now, the hashtag I use is Save Doctor Who. If you want to use a different hashtag, please do so, right? But I would advise, right? Now, I will say this, and I have to make this clear. There is a YouTube channel out there called Not My Doctor Who. Has nothing to do with that hashtag, Not My Doctor Who, that's going around. Okay? So I want to make that clear, right? Because I know those guys over there, and I can tell you for one thing straight, they have nothing to do with that lunatic that's going around using that hashtag Not My Doctor Who hashtag that is actually tweeting polls to these actors and actresses that have been on the show, right? So I want to make that 100% clear. But if I were you guys, I would not use any of those hashtags because they're similar. Now, this is the point, and this is what I've said. I'm not saying I'm not supporting any campaign. I'm just not supporting a certain campaign But if you want to support that person's campaign, some of you know who I'm talking about, you can support that person's campaign. I just feel at this stage now that person has gone too far with it, and we had to change tactic, and that's what we have done. We've changed tactic because look, the bottom line is there's some people able to handle the troll abuse, right? And then there's some in this live chat that won't be able to handle the troll abuse. So that's why we don't want people using that hashtag, because we actually care about people's mental health. Because for someone that has suffered with mental health all their life, I've suffered with depression all my life. I'll battle with depression all my life. There's some days there where I don't even want to get up out of bed, but I do. Right? This channel, me wife, me dog are things that I look forward to. We go out there and we do our thing, right? But what was the point I was trying to make? I see I go off, I veer off now, right? But yeah, trolls. But you see, here's the thing, right? There's some people out there that can't handle that. So that's why I've advised people to use a different hashtag, right? It's as simple as that, right? And as I said, we have changed the tactics from going after feminists in the radical feminists in the Doctor Who fandom, because it didn't work. When we exposed the feminist front and stuff like that, the Screenwriters Alliance, that were claiming to be heavily involved in the writing and producing of stories of Doctor Who, that was worth highlighting at the time. But that fight is over, because there's nothing we can do about them unless you get rid of the guy that is actually running the whole thing, which is Chris Chibnall. Once the leader goes down, the rest of the dominoes fall. Right? Normally when they replace showrunner, everything else, well, RTD and Moffat kind of kept the same people on board, then Moffat brought his own people in. Chibnall cleared everybody out and brought all of his own people in. So once he goes, they will all go too, and then the rest will follow. So that's why we changed it. We've aimed at the hypocrisy of the BBC. The way they lecture about climate change, but they fly around the world. The way they've handled mental health issues. The way they've handled Ryan's disability. I mean, they haven't actually handled Ryan's disability, because there hasn't been much of a character development when it came to Ryan's disability. By the way, before Yaz told us that she was bullied, now I know they did briefly touch on it in Series 11. Did anybody really truly believe her on the side of the road when she was talking to the copper about how she was bullied in school? I didn't. Because there was no character development. There was no even flashbacks or even a 10-minute scene where we seen her being bullied. Give some context. Just see, Chris Chibnall thinks it's okay to just say these things and give no context, because, he explains everything else. So it kind of baffles me. We've got another £2. We got a £2 super chat by Garbage. Yay. Hey, Garbage. It's disappointing we get all the same reply from the BBC. It is, but it's a generic reply, you see, because people are only talking about the diversity and the box ticking. We need people to change tactic now and talk about the issues that we spoke about, the way they've handled climate change and the fact that they fly around the world themselves. As I said, the plastic. We seen the Jodie Whittaker doll earlier in the stream. It's absolutely pathetic. Why would you waste plastic on that? Their products are made from plastic and wrapped in plastic, but yeah, they tell us about the dangers of plastic. As I said as well, the things about Ryan's disability, mental health, and of course, Graham's cancer. All of these things, they're the kind of things that we're looking at. That's the social issues that he's trying to actually get across, and how badly he handles them. And all these important issues that the BBC feel like shoehorning into Doctor Who, So that's what we wanted. And you will get a generic response off them now, Garbage, unfortunately, because the first few days of our campaign, remember, when we started this campaign off, we started it off at a brilliant time, right? The BBC had just dismissed Graham's cancer, and then they came out then with a stupid bloody article to defend it, right? So everybody felt compelled to write. Then we piled on top of that, right? Ballstrek then, and other YouTubers. And by the way, I've just been informed, and I won't mention the other YouTubers' names yet because I want it to be a surprise. But another two big YouTubers have actually joined the cause, right? And will actually, at the end of their next few Doctor Who videos, will be doing the same thing that we've been doing on this channel, right? And trust me, if even 1/3 of the subscribers on both channels were 1/3 of the subscribers were to even decide, if they decided to write an email, it's game over. It's game over. Right? So listen, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping until I see that man gone. Look, I'm so stressed that I've had this pain go up me. I have this pain up my neck the last 4 days now. It's a fucking it's stress, it's tension, you name it. I look at. I know some of you don't believe me, but the Chris is in this live chat now. Actually, one of me mods. He'll tell you. Chris will tell you the amount of hours I put in, right? And how long I do be up for. Some people even say to me, they give out to me and tell me you should be in bed now. Why aren't you in bed? Right? I'm on this 24/7. I get about 6 hours sleep. I've gotten about 6 hours sleep a night for the last 2 weeks. Right? Because I've put so much effort to trying to get so many YouTubers behind this that are Doctor Who YouTubers that are not satisfied with this area. That's how fucking serious I am. I don't mess around and put little pictures up with a little graft on it and then attach a fucking bleeding pole to it and that's me making a difference. No, when I talk about making a difference, I talk about actually doing something and taking action and making a difference, and I have. Sorry, I'm getting annoyed. I just keep going back to the point where someone caught me fake. Seriously, guys, I'm going to need a rest after Series fucking 12. But I can't, because then it'll be rumor and speculation and then source information about Series 13. So now what I'm going to do is normally these last couple of weeks when I've had my days off, I haven't been really taking them off. I've been texting, as I said, but for the next couple of weeks anyway, after this episode finishes now, my days off, I'm going to be actually just knocking off my phone. Because if I leave it on, someone said, and then I can't stop once I start getting, because you know ourselves, especially when you're dealing source information. Like, I mean, I could get information at 2 o'clock in the morning, like, and then you kind of have to try, or you want to try, be the first YouTuber out there to do. Now, I was the first on many occasions. Unfortunately, this channel wasn't big enough at the time when we were getting the big news, which was, you know, imagine if this channel had I got that news and I had the subscribers now. You know what I mean? We'd be reaching a lot more people now and getting people to write in emails. But I don't care. We're doing a job here. I've managed, because I know my channel is not big enough to do it all on my own. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to ask for help off anybody in this fandom. So I don't, you know, when it comes to doing stuff like this, me pride takes a sidestep. If I need help off the bigger YouTubers to try to get something across, I will actually, you know, you will never find out anything unless you ask them. I found, you know, and before I was afraid to ask, you know, because you know, you're the new kid on the block. You know, you don't want to be, you know, you don't want these people to think, because they've been doing it a long time, that, you know, you're only talking to them because, you know, you want to get recognized and stuff like that. The best thing about me is even when I had me low subs, I got to know these guys and they got to know me, and we actually became friends, some of us. That's, you know, there's some, I owe a lot to Ballstrek and Gary, and I keep saying it. And then I hate when there's someone out there claiming that they're the one that helped build my channel. when they didn't, when I can honestly say it was Eddie of Scarrow on Twitter, because he'd promote me channel a lot, Daniel, and then the help from Gary, and the help from Ballstreck as well. I mean, Ballstreck had me on his channel. Gary came onto my channel, showed me some support. I'm going on Gary's channel. I'm going to be on Doomcock's channel soon as well. So we're going to get as much support as we can. We're going to get as many people to rally behind this, because as I said, when I say we're going to take action, I mean it. I don't sit at my computer and put a red line around the paragraph, put a box and a couple of arrows, attach a petition and other people's articles, right? I actually do work. Daniel, mate, you don't have to promote my channel, mate. We're promoting your channel on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed to Daniel's channel, please do. He's a very good friend of this channel. He's been with me from the beginning, you know. There you go. Chris said it there. It's easier to count how many hours you sleep rather than the amount of hours you put into this, because that's huge. Seriously, I'm everywhere. I try to get everywhere. I even ask people to, you know, when I'm on other chats as well. Now I won't go in and encroach. You know, I won't just go in and just like bang. You know, I'll make sure that, you know, if I'm acknowledged by the host, then they know why I'm in there, and then I'll whack it up and I'll just ask people, listen, do you mind sending an email to the BBC if you're not liking the current era of Doctor Who, and then I'll give them the example of Facebook as well. You know, I'm on Twitter. See, people don't see the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes, and that's what annoys me. Because if they did, then actually, you know, my wife thinks I'm gonna end up killing myself. Not mean killing myself as in doing it myself. She did, because I'm working so hard on this that, you know, she's like you guys. She thinks I need a bit of a rest, but I will. I'll get one. I'll get one, but not yet. When it's over, it's over. Then I'll rest. Then I can actually sit back and maybe one day, like the rest of us, sit down and actually be able to laugh, smile, scream, hide behind the sofa at Dr. Hill again. And I'm determined, with the help of everybody here and all those other YouTubers, to make that possible. And we will. And Jamie says, I wish I had friends, LOL. Yeah, well, listen, I'm pretty sure, and I know you're probably joking, because we all have one friend at least, but I'm pretty sure you will find friends on this live chat. I know Matthew there, that's just at the popping up in the live chat. I know Matthew years. Me and Matthew were in the trenches on Facebook originally before I came onto YouTube. So and she is feeling better, Matthew. Thanks very much for asking. And as I said, buddy, get that StreamYard on and get you on one night, because we used to have some great conversations, me and you. I'd love to get you on one night as well. It's great to see so many of the people that have stuck around and stuck by me, you know, through thick and thin, you know, because, you know, we don't always get everything right in life. We do all make mistakes. You know, I don't think there's anybody perfect out there, you know, but I do try my best. And there's one thing I do want to do on this channel, and I want all my new subscribers to know this. I'll always be 100% raw. I'll always be honest in my opinions, and I will say they are my opinions at the end of the day. Just so happens that a lot of people happen to agree with most of what I say. But, you know, there's no agenda here. I'm just here to see Doctor Who do the best it can, and then hopefully then this channel can turn into a channel that it was supposed to, sitting here doing reviews of Doctor Who and actually being positive about what we're actually watching. Do you have any hope for the future of Doctor Who at this point? Personally speaking, yeah, I'll always have hope. But if I was to ask other YouTubers out there and other Doctor Who fans that I know, they would say no, it's beyond redemption now. I bet you if I asked Matthew right now, he would probably say, I'm not putting words in his mouth, but I think I know Matthew long enough now to say that if I was to ask him, I think he would say it's gone past being saved now. I don't know how he'd feel. I don't know how he'd feel about cancellation, but I think he'd probably go that far at this stage. Sure, there was a lot of fans calling for that last year anyway. So I don't know. I always have a little bit of hope because that's what the Doctor inspires in us all. That little bit of hope. There's always hope. So I will always have that little bit of hope. Whether it can survive, I do firmly believe it was mortally wounded in Series 11. I think Series 12 was an attempt to try heal that wound, and I don't think it's worked. And that's where I stand. Does that mean it's the end for Doctor Who, or does that mean can it survive this? If I was to take emotions out of it, I would say, as Matthew has said, if the rumors are true, then no, it's game over. Obviously, if I put emotion in it, I will always say, well, they can retcon this and they can reboot it, and then maybe then. But if they were to do that, I think fans would turn their backs for good. There's just certain things in Doctor Who that you don't mess with. And Chris Chibnall is going. I said this the very first episode. He's going places where he's not supposed to be going. And the fact that he came out and Moffat came out with interviews, well, he can toy with canon, you can mess around with it, but you should never break it. But then in the next paragraph, then he says canon doesn't really, he kind of contradicts himself. This is what makes me worry. Did you hear that Sasha said he was somewhat worried that what happens with unpredictable master in the timeless children will be divisive? He did do an interview today. I know he was taking questions off fans today. And I have seen that quote being flicked around. Yeah, but what fans is he talking about? Because, I mean, no disrespect, he is the best thing in this show, is the master. And I know some people don't think he's a great master even at that. I do. I like his insane master. I really do. I like that man. I think he's, I would have loved to see more of him in this series. I think it would have been a lot more interesting with him in it. I'm not saying it would have been better because with Chris Chibnall's writing and his team's writing, God knows what we would have got. But he's been one of the highlights for me. And even we said it on this channel, and this is not me selling out, but if you were to ask me if I had a choice to choose between Ruth's Doctor or Jodie Whittaker's Doctor to continue with this series, if we had no choice, and I mean if we had no choice, if they say, listen, we're still going with this female Doctor whether you like it or not, well then I would pick Jo over Jodie Whittaker any day of the week, right? And that's not me accepting a female as canon, as was suggested by some people out there. This is me saying that I would rather have a better actress in there, that can actually act on the screen and actually do something different with these scripts that she's given, because Jodie Whittaker can't save these scripts. I mean, even Moffat wrote bad scripts, but Peter Capaldi elevated them. And at this stage, we just have to wait and see. For me personally, if they regenerate back into a man, get rid of Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker, you never know. But there's too many if, buts, maybes. We have to see. And what I've heard about what's going on in Series 13 so far, if they are bringing him back, well then logic would dictate then that Karen Gillan come back. Now, for anybody saying that Karen Gillan won't come back, she's already said that she'd be willing to take a pay cut. So it's not about money for her either. So and John Barrowman, as you know, has been very keen. Also, he's been keen on getting Torchwood back. And I'd say the rest of them would be keen if they're asked to come back. Why wouldn't they? Even if he asked Friedman Angeman to come back, that played Martha Jones, she'd probably come back if asked. Because the way they'd be looking at it is they're trying to help save the show. They know the show is dead. So they'll do that because they were in the show, and they'll probably want to protect their legacies as well, thinking by maybe, and I know it's kind of a false sense of doing good, but at the end of the day, you're actually doing more damage. If you come back, you're actually verifying what fans have been saying. This show is in trouble because they only bring back the big guns when a show is failing, and it has failed. It's already failed. This was a part, as I said, this was a part one of a season finale. I asked the panel earlier on, right? I said, how did it make you feel? It's like it was the first part halfway through the story of a series finale, right? Imagine if that wasn't a two-parter and it continued on, it went on for the 2 hours. For the first half, we'd all be sitting here and saying the first half was pretty boring. So the second half will have to be absolutely amazing, and you'll have to pull out all the stops. They are actors, they do anything for money. Yeah, Glenn, I'd normally agree with you, but because I can be as cynical as that. But I think in this case, just like John Barrowman, it's because they know the show is in trouble. And I mean, Karen Gillan said she'd take a pay cut. So I mean, if you're, I do agree with you that the actors will do that for money, but in this case, she's willing to take a pay cut. I can't criticize that. She's a big star now. You know what I mean? So she doesn't, at the end of the day, she could turn them down. And I'm telling you, I don't think it's for the money. They know Doctor Who's in trouble. They're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on social media. They've seen the fan reaction to this series as well. Trust me, they've seen the fan reaction. They got so desperate that even Monique Gill is starting to text out Doctor Who, since she normally complains about her pillow or complains about something else, right? She always has something to moan about, but she's been putting out Doctor Who stuff. The show is in trouble. So yes, while I would agree with you normally, Glenn, I don't think in this case it is about the money. Now, let me see what we've got. What we're coming up to. Right, we've got about 12 minutes. Okay. We'll see if there's anything interesting going on in the Doctor verse. So BBC America just put up a tweet there 55 minutes ago. And this is what they say. Lies are exposed, truths are revealed, battles are fought, and for the Doctor, nothing will ever be the same again. The Timeless Children premieres Sunday. And then, of course, you've got the usual comments from the Jodie lot, because they're J-bots because they got Jodie Whittaker in the picture. Oh, they are hot because there's a picture of Jodie Whittaker and Sasha together. Boy, if that was me, here for the angst, but also they're pretty. So this is what it is about that. See, this is what I said about these new fans. Do you remember when I told you it's, well, they're hardly going to do it for nothing. In fairness, they're hardly going to do it for nothing. Come on, guys. I think the people are just picking on that now at this stage. Look, Chris Chibnall's the problem, not Karen Gillan coming back or Arthur Duval or any of those, right? It's Chris Chibnall. Yeah, but they won't because then you're asking them, again, Glenn, you're asking them to commit career suicide, right? Remember, Karen Gillan's not always going to be in Hollywood. At some stage, she's going to end up back on TV. Yeah? So I'm sorry, I even used to say that, but you have to look at it realistically. If you're asking an actor or an actress, right, to basically come out against a show and say it's crap while they're still actively working and can still be employed by these people, well, then you're committing career suicide. That doesn't look well then for Karen Gillan then when she's gone to all these producers and directors in Hollywood, and then they find out then that she's actually called out the new showrunner of Doctor Who. They'd be looking at her and saying, well, she doesn't like what we're producing. Maybe she'll call us out, so she'll be a liability. And that's the point. That's the point. They're not going to come out and campaign. Look what happened Peter Davison, right? Look what happened Peter Davison. They know better not to. Again, Chris Chibnall's the problem here. Not any cameo from a former companion or anything like that. And Casey has asked, can you give advice to someone who would like start a channel, but I'm blind and don't know where to start? Well, Daniel was very keen, but he wasn't sure whether he was going to actually create a channel, but we encouraged him to create a YouTube channel, and his channel now is up and running. And the best advice I can give you, really personally speaking, is just be yourself. I think I'm not 100% sure on this, and I'm trying to be careful here. But I think you can get, special voice activated. Could be voice activated computers, and also StreamYard's a good thing as well, because if you don't want to show your face and you're shy on camera, you can actually put an avatar up as well. Look, and listen, I mean, if that's your dream to set up a channel, I wouldn't let anything stand in my way. All I'd say is be yourself. If you're nervous, what I'd say is like, if you would like to see how you feel in a live situation like this, well, I'll do what I did with Daniel. If you would like to come on this channel, I'll bring you on this channel some night when we're discussing the topic, and then you can join in, see how you feel, see how you feel with that. And if you feel comfortable doing that, Daniel will tell you, the more you do it, the easier it actually becomes. Trust me, I was quite nervous in my first video, and you do be, and you can't hide from that fact. But the more you keep doing it, it's like everything else, where if there's something that you fear, they say you face your fears, and the more you face it, the less fearsome it becomes. So it's the same thing here. Just be yourself, and it's just nothing and nobody should ever tell you that you can't do that. And so that'd be the voice. I know it's not great advice. I just don't know really what to say to you, to be quite honest. But I would just say be yourself. If you want to come on here, see how you feel on in a panel situation when I have another panel, join in on the topic, And then if you don't feel that nervous, I know it's different when you do it yourself, but as I said, if you get StreamYard, you can put an avatar up. You don't have to show your face and you can take your time. And as Jamie Daniel says, if Noel can do a stream with his appearance, then you should have no problem. Exactly, exactly, exactly. But look, Daniel could do it. You know, I believed in Daniel. You know, Daniel. All Daniel needed was a bit of encouragement, and Daniel's out there now rocking it. He got himself. He bagged himself a great interview as well. With the writer of Rebecca Gold, and it just recently won an award as well. So yeah, just look, do whatever you know, and whatever the topic is. Well, you know, choose a topic that I don't know if it's Doctor Who videos you want to do, but if you're going to be doing videos about this era, though, and I will have to give you a warning, because it'll be unfair if I don't warn you of what could happen. If you're going to be critical of this era, well, then you'll have to be aware that when you do a video, you might get a bit of heat. Now, it's easy to delete those comments, but what I'd say to you is that I'm pretty sure one or two of the guys here, if you set up a YouTube channel, wouldn't mind moderating for you. But if you are going to be talking about this pretty dire era, well then, you know, you're gonna get some heat, and I think I need to tell you that, because I have to be, you know, honest with you. Even if you're less critical as I am, or less militant, you will still receive some sort of stick. I mean, look at Ian, for example, that was on later on tonight. He's one of the nicest guys. You've heard him here. He's gotten some abuse because he doesn't like this era. So just be careful. But when you do set up your YouTube channel, let us know, because we'll bring you on, and we will obviously then give your channel a shout out here. We'll throw it in the live chat, and we'll get people to subscribe to your channel. But good luck with it, and I do wish you the best. It's always nice to hear that there might be a new YouTuber out there coming soon. The person I would like to see create a YouTube channel is in the chat, is Matthew Pounder, because if people think I'm controversial and militant, well, I think Matthew Pounder's channel would probably be it'd be up there as one of the most hated. Trust me, this guy just knows how to wind up a J-bot, and he doesn't even make it personal. He's just so great when it comes to facts. They throw something at him, and he just throws something. You know what? I've tried to get him on streams as well. I would love him to set up a YouTube channel. So I know you're still in the chat. So, you know, this is Noel calling. I think it's time that you rise up on YouTube now. You've done your graft on Facebook. It's time to go join the virtual world. And thanks, you're very kind. No, you're all right. Look, at the end of the day, you know, it's good to hear new people out there. And look, if there is people that even listening to me now, and you are thinking of setting up a YouTube channel, look at, you know, people criticize me out there all the time. People say I've no talent. There's even this whole thread asking if I'm a great host. I don't care about any of that. Look, I don't claim to have talent, right? I've never claimed to have any talent. This is not my forte, right? I was forced on here because Chris Chibnall destroyed the show I love. Right? I didn't even want to be doing this. This wasn't the I just wanted to do my slideshow videos with my music, and that was it. Right? And it was fan art I was doing. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have my own little YouTube channel. Didn't give a crap about how good or bad it did, and I still don't anyway. It's not about how good or bad it does, but it was just all about the videos. I didn't even want to get involved in any of this mess, because when she was cast, I seen how nasty the fandom turned, and then I just seen too many friends on Facebook being abused too many times. And then the last straw for me then was when someone actually photoshopped a photograph of me with something in my mouth and start talking shit. And then that was it then. That was it. That was the catalyst that made me change the channel then. And then I decided then that was it. I was not staying silent no more, because these little weasels have had a year now to actually slate this fandom. And remember, these little weasels have had the media on their side for a long, long time. Now, Jordan Series 12, Doctor Who has been criticized by some of that media. So it's even losing its grip with the papers, right? So we just keep going. Do you mind me asking, do you do this as a job? Well, as I said a couple of streams ago, I was involved in 2 vehicle collisions, let's just say. And I'm a fully qualified chef. I've worked in some of the best hotels in Dublin. But now, no, I don't do I class this as a job now? Well, I suppose if you're earning money now, it is a kind of a job, isn't it? But I still kind of class as a hobby, to be quite honest with you. But I do put the hours in, so you might as well say it is a fucking full-time job now, yeah? So, yeah, I would say, yeah, if you had asked me this 6 months ago, I would have said no. But now, yeah, because the amount of time I'm putting in it, I would say this is a job now, yeah. And like every other job, it can get stressful sometimes. That's why I like bringing Ian on, because, you know, when he's on the streams, we can have a relaxing stream, and then my neck doesn't hurt me as feckin' much. But I don't know, this creak in my neck now hasn't gone in a couple of days now, and it's actually starting to play up on me now. Casey says, you have everything you need, a good heart. Well, I try to be. Look, I'm not going to sit here like everybody and say I'm an angel. We've all done things, you know, as we've grown up. That's how you learn. You know, we all make mistakes in life, but, you know, I do try on this channel to be as well. I am honest. I'm always honest on this channel. I don't. Some people, you know, in the early days accused me of having an agenda. I don't have an agenda. The only agenda I have is actually making Doctor Who better. If that's the only agenda if you want to accuse me of having an agenda, that's the agenda. I just want Doctor Who to be the best that it can be. And CJ Campbell 37 says, thanks for all your hard work on your channel and all. It's great to be able to come here and be with others who feel the same way about Doctor Who. And I'm going to put that comment up because that actually is why I do this. You know, people say, it's just no rant, and no, it's not. The phone-ins will be coming back, by the way, because that was a feature that everybody misses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually combine the two. So we're going to have a live panel as well as the live phone-ins at the same time. So what I'll be doing is I'll be getting people in, and if you want to ask the panel a question, And then obviously then you could stay on until they answer your question and stuff. And then if you want to reply back to the panel, but we're going to be getting a few callers on, so we'll have to keep it as short and sweet as possible. But I'm going to try get as many of you on as possible along with the panel as well. So I might, do you know what I might do? I might set that up for next week's for this week's finale. So if anybody is interested in ringing in like they used to do in the old days, while I have me panel on Sunday, and Daniel straight away says I'd love that. I knew Daniel would be the first one to say he'd love that, because Daniel, I think, was one of the very first callers that we took on the phone-ins, and that's how long Daniel's been supporting me. Daniel, yeah, I'll put you down on the list, mate. Do you remember we used to say that all the time on this channel? I'll put you down on the list. So I'll bring you on Sunday, and you'll get your opportunity to ask the panel a question on the episode tonight. And then, we'll see how it goes there. Listen, I hope you can say, Doctor Who, no, listen, this is not just me. This is all of us. I'm not taking credit for this, and I never will either. This is all of us. It's all of us that are going to save Doctor Who, not just me. This is not about one person or one person's ego, right? Like some people out there have tried to make it out to be or come across. It seems to be about more their ego than actually making a difference. For me, it's all of us. We're all part of this. It's not just me. It's everybody. We come together as a fandom, and we do this together as a fandom. So no, it's not. I hope Noel can save Doctor Who. I hope we can save Doctor Who. But Marty, thank you for that nice sentiment. Anyway, it's nice to be known as someone. It's nice that you have that confidence, I should say. But it's all of us. It's all of us, mate. And we'll keep doing what we do, Marty, because we love the show so much, and that's the point, isn't it? So, we'll keep doing it. We'll keep doing it. Right. So I'll just put this up on the screen one last time, just to give you as a friendly reminder. If there's any me moderator still around, because I'm obviously on StreamYard, I should actually go onto YouTube now. Do us a favor, guys, throw up the Daniel's channel and me Ian's channel as well, because he was on. I don't know if Marty has any videos or has a channel. I think, did he say he hadn't got a channel? I don't know. If Marty has a channel, throw that up there as well. And also, if you could, one last favor, the BBC complaints department as well. They're unknown, did it already. See, I don't even know why I said it. I should just say mods, do your thing, and you actually will know what I mean by that. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. What did that? What? Actually, yeah, nobody actually said anything about that. How did Jodie Whittaker's doctor know how to fly the Cyberman ship when she can hardly fly around Tardis? Now, I know David Tennant, he actually didn't fly. Well, he did fly the Titanic, didn't he? Because he ended up saving it. But I don't know. It just seemed like she's never done it, or doctor hasn't really done anything like that. And then all of a sudden she could fly a Cyberman ship. Am I being too critical there? Maybe I probably am. I can see that now. They're all the channels are up. Well done, guys. And Unknown, Chris, thank you. And Daniel is here as well. Super John, which I made a mod earlier as well. is here as well. So we still have all our moderators here as well. Well done, guys. You've stuck around. I appreciate it. She probably did in Unknown Adventures. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't know where this is going to go next week. But I'm prepared. I see 40 is are watching right now. If you could do us a favor, and obviously if you've liked the stream so far, if you could give it a thumbs up. Obviously, if you haven't, you can give it a thumbs down. And as I said earlier on in the community posts, if you still haven't left a complaint up, because as I said, I'm going to be actually putting them in video form and throwing them up on Twitter. Now, some people have told me that I can use their name, and some have told me that they don't want me to use their name. That's fair enough. I've said that I will do that. If you don't want me to use your name in your little complaint, that is fine. But I will be putting them up on Twitter, on the BBC Twitter account for Doctor Who on this side of the pond and on America, and they'll also go up on the Facebook Doctor Who group as well. I'm going to show BBC, because they keep retweeting all the positive tweets. Well, I'm going to start banging in videos, right? We'll see then. We'll see if they block me. I'm surprised they haven't actually blocked me, because every tweet they throw up, or nearly every tweet they throw up, I actually retweet, and I say, well, what's the point? Sure, nobody's going to watch. But they haven't banned me yet. So do us a favor, give this stream a like. Now, I see we've already got 53 likes. Let's see, can we get a few more likes on that there, as they say. Let me see. Who remembers on last week's episode when Ryan said, do you need any help? Says Garbage. I know. I've been around since Noel was talking about Series 11, says Super John. Yeah, that's what I mean. Super John as well. That's what I mean. It's great to see that so many of you have stuck around, man. And it makes it all worthwhile. Before, that these other people that don't like me, at the end of the day, I've came to the stage now where, just like the show, I just don't give a crap. But I won't let anybody slander me, though. And I still won't, because, why should I? Oh, God. Ted is just looking at me now, and he's like, Daddy, are you nearly finished? Do you want to come up to me? Come here. How are you, buddy? Oh, how are you? Do you want to say hello to everybody? Will we let you say hello to everybody? Will we? Okay, now the green screen is not fully activated, so you might see the pixelated, but Teddy obviously knows that he's about to come on camera, because he does the usual thing. Wait for a minute, buddy. Come here, say hello to everybody. Everybody hasn't seen you for ages, right? Because you're the reason why everybody really watches. They want to see Teddies and not Daddies. You ready? You ready? Right. Wait. What are you doing? You little... Right, so there he is. Yay! Don't mind me here. It'll probably turn blue. But there's Teddy Bear. Hello. Say hello to everybody. Tell everybody, if you like this stream, please give it a like. There he is. You haven't seen him in ages. Look at him. Hello, buddy. Hello. Now, this is our little mascot on the channel, our very own K9. Isn't that right, buddy? And he's a legend. Everybody loves him. Don't they? Oh, who did you hear? He heard some. Who did you hear? Was that Mammy's? Do you like Peter Capaldi? Ugh, don't be licking me nose. Yeah, do you like Jodie Whittaker? See that no emotion from just like the plank? Now, there's our Teddy fix. Right? He's going to start barking now. Watch. So I'm gonna go rub them now. But what I will do is we're gonna go now. We've been streaming for over 3 hours. Listen, guys, thank you to all my moderators for doing such a great job tonight. And thank you, Unknown289, because you have been sending me the screenshots as requested. Chris, everybody else that's been sending me pictures as well, thank you very much. And everybody that has contributed to the channel tonight with the super chats, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I will see you guys. Come here for a minute. Ted. I will see you guys on Wednesday. So I'll leave you with this. I'm sorry. He nearly made it. He nearly made it through the whole stream. He nearly made it. So good night. Have a great week. And I'll talk to you midweek on Wednesday. And yeah, good night.